See from the title of the show, the Phoenix Suns just keep winning and winning and winning. I'm pretty sure that everybody up here agrees that they are the biggest surprise this season, team-wise. So we got to get down to the bottom of whether they're actually legitimate contenders or whether they're pretender contenders. We'll talk about that. Also, today we are going to get into the Michael Porter Jr. trade allegations. There's word on the streets that he will 100% be traded.
And if he is traded, is he going to be traded to the Golden State Warriors, which would be, I think, a great move for the Warriors. You know, obviously, Chill Mars, we've been waiting on somebody to pop into that Warrior system to where they're able to be a high-level shooter, shot creator, all those other things.
Sure.
Michael Porter Jr. is having an insane season, and one of the things I think that's really going to help them is the Nets are kind of incentivized to get off of him. It's like he's almost playing too well, but reportedly, Mars and Chill, they're also going to get potentially maybe the 2032 unprotected first-round pick, which means they will have a late-era Jokic first-round pick in 31, and then a no Steph Curry era first-round pick unprotected in that deal. And I think the Nets, that would be a tremendous deal if they're able to do that and get some of the assets the Warriors have as well.
So, if I'm not mistaken, MPJ is what, 25?
20.
I think he's 25, something like that. 26.
No. Murray's he's just about to be 29. So Porter, it was 27 now as of June.
So 27. If he was a little bit younger, because the part of me doesn't want to get off of him, if I'm being honest. A part of me wants to continue to build. And if I can get a young talent like MPJ to build with, if this was 2 or 3 years previous to this and he was playing like this, I wouldn't even entertain trading him. I would build off of him. But at 27 years old, he may be more suited for a win now situation or somebody that's closer to winning as opposed to a group like the Brooklyn Nets who are basically starting from scratch. And I do understand why that they will be looking to get off of him now, because again, at this particular moment with him, this is a sell high moment. And if Brooklyn got 5 ones for Mikal, I mean, what do you think that they could get for MPJ? I think they can get they might not be able to get 5 ones. Yeah. All right, let's say for the sake of argument they don't get 5 ones, but I think that they could get 3 at minimum.
They won't get 3 either, brother.
I'd be blown away if they got less than 3.
Well, Chill, you got to remember, like, their teams are aware of what everybody else is aware of, that he's in a high level situation because and he's maintaining efficiency, but he's like a volume king right now. I think he has too much sample size to what he looks like as an off-ball player, which is still a really good basketball player. Not that he's a really good basketball player and a really efficient one, but MPJ, he's going to have the same deficiencies that he would have on a playoff team defensively. Like, you know, some of the offensive stuff will still be there, but I don't know if they can get a first-round pick. But Chill, I would honestly say instead of getting like a couple swaps, I do think getting a 2032 late-round pick from the Warriors is probably more valuable than getting a couple more picks or a swap in another situation.
The Warriors, that 2032 pick that you talked about, I mean, that's 6 years from now.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of an issue with my microphone stand, but I'm all right, now I'm good. That 2032 pick that you talk about, man, that's 6 years from now. I have no idea what's going to happen 6 years from now, but we live in a space where, I mean, the NBA, there's a ridiculous amount of parity in the game right now. And with the amount of parity that's in the game right now, winning is paramount right now. Like, I can't think down the road of what's going to happen in 6 years. As a GM, I'm probably not. I might not even have my job in 6 years. So, if I could get something substantial for Michael Porter Jr., because these teams jump at the opportunity to make something happen right now, and I think I can get somebody to overpay for Michael Porter Jr. right now. I'm confident I can get somebody to overpay for him right now.
Yeah, I think it's the back injuries and stuff are going to be the thing to sell.
Is that still an issue though?
Yeah,
Swiper. I mean, I know it was an issue I know it was an issue in Denver early on, but has he had those injuries?
Yeah, he was
recently?
told years ago in Denver that he probably can have a great career and a healthy career through about his being 31 years old. He was told that a long time ago. So
Sure.
it's not that he can't have a great career after that, but just because of the nature of the back injury and how debilitating it was, but also just, what he has to do on a day-to-day maintenance standpoint to maintain his health. 31 seems to be the number he was given. At least doesn't mean that's because we serve an impossible God. So I'm not saying that like this will be the thing that ends his career, but there was always speculation that by the time he got in his 30s, there could be a world where he was definitely on a super pitch count, just because you don't know. But again, the advent of technology, hopefully that would help him, long term to be able to deal with like, having his back fused together. Just for people to understand, like his back is literally fused together. So
I just don't like how that sounds. That just sounds bad. It does.
Yeah. He had, and I don't know, Mars, maybe you can think of something else, or you chill. I wouldn't ask Ron, because I don't even know if Ron, like, have you seen a basketball player like with 3 back surgeries where they had to fuse them like that? I mean, Larry Bird obviously had a debilitating one that ended his career short.
It's what destroyed Larry Johnson's career too.
Larry Johnson, Ron, there's somebody else in our era that we remember that had like crazy back injuries that their career got shortened.
I can't think
T-Mac,
of
but that was like knee injuries.
Yeah.
Can't hear you,
T-Mac it was his back too.
Yeah.
I said Tracy McGrady. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still what are we looking at? 4 or 5 years from now? And again, that's an estimation.
Yep.
It could be earlier, but it could also be later because with modern medicine, even though the central nervous system, as you guys know at home, the central nervous system is the only part of your body that doesn't heal itself. Everything else can heal itself. Your back, like your spine, it's very difficult for that to happen. So I just feel like at this particular moment, MPJ is one of those players that I look at and I think that I could get somebody to overpay for him, considering what he does, where we are in the league right now, which is a stretch offense, and that's the kind of player that he is, a stretch offense kind of player, has 6'10", and he can cause a lot of mismatches for teams. And I mean, what is that? I think he's if I'm not mistaken, I think he signed that deal in Denver for like 180.
He has 2 more years this year and next year.
He's got 2 more years on that deal. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty good value to get him on a group where they're trying to do something substantial.
Somebody will for sure come snatch up MPJ. If it's only 2 years left on that contract, as big as it is, and as much of a injury risk as he is, it's not like it's not an MB contract. It is a lot of money, but as of right now for the Brooklyn Nets, he's providing enough value to match that money. So like I could definitely see somebody coming and getting him. Now the question is, which contender?
Well, obviously the Thunder would be interesting. If they did that, that would be a great move.
And so, right along that, Swiper, we got a super chat from the official D3. Official D3 said, when OKC inevitably gets bounced in the second round of the playoffs, just like all the other reigning champs did in the previous years, Shea's hero ball isn't sustainable. OKC should be making moves for Michael Porter Jr. Thoughts?
Well, first of all, he doesn't play hero ball. That's how the offense is constructed. The offense is constructed for him to be the bucket getter. That's how the offense is constructed. It's not where, he's just shooting all the shots. No, he's just shooting all the shots because he's out of control. No, he's shooting all the shots because that's how the offense is. There isn't much ball movement. And in terms of a shot creator, I mean, SGA is a shot creator, and he's a playmaker, I think, for other people. If you put him in that offense with MPJ, I don't think it works as much as it does with Joker, because that offense in Denver is tailored more to Joker's skill set. And there's a lot more action off the ball with Joker as opposed to in Oklahoma City. There's a lot more standing around and watching with SGA because he's more of a one-on-one play. He's more of a shot.
Isn't that hero ball?
No, I don't. The reason why I don't think it's hero ball is because hero ball is not looking for other people. SGA is actually looking for other people. SGA is actually trying to get other people involved in the offense, but the offense is tailored for his game, which is him being a bucket getter and then a distributor. So I know bucket getters that just get the ball and they just go and they put their head down and they're not really interested in getting anybody else involved. SGA is actually interested in getting other people involved in the offense.
Chill, it's hero ball. And it's not like when you hear hero ball, it's a negative context to hero ball. I think it's 2 sides to hero ball. You got the hero ball with guys that like actually carry. And like it's not a bad brand of hero ball. But then you got the hero ball where it's just dudes just chucking up any shot, and like they just shoot a bunch of bullshit. I do think SGA plays hero ball, and it like he has to though, because once again he's the focal point of their offense, and he scored. I mean, he's the league's leading scorer, or he led the league in scoring last year. He led the league in scoring last year. Like he's 30 per night. Like he's like saying SGA plays hero ball isn't a negative thing, but he does. They rely on SGA to carry them to the finish line every single game, night in and night out. And I don't think it's a negative thing. It's just
are we talking about two different things though, Ron? Are we talking about hero ball, or are we talking about SGA being their primary bucket getter?
Well, there's plenty of primary bucket getters that pass more and are better passers than him,
such as
Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Brunson. Just off the top of my head,
I don't think Brunson. I'm not sure.
Brunson is a better passer than him.
I'm not buying that one. But okay, if
why,
you wanna,
why not Brunson?
Why is Brunson a better passer? Brunson is. I feel like Brunson, when Brunson gets himself, Brunson is more of a lead guard. I will give you that. I think Brunson is more of a lead guard than SGA is. I think he's been groomed to be more of a lead guard. I mean, he was that when he was in college. When he came to the NBA, he became more of a bucket getter. I feel like SGA was more of a bucket getter, and he became a lead guard when he came into the NBA. I mean, he played.
We did the passing list, chill. Like, what was that, Summer Wars? When we did that?
A while ago.
Yeah. I think we had SGA in the, was he B, C category? And then there were like,
was he that low?
Yeah, and there was like 10, 15 people in the A category that we had. And then there was an S category. Then there was an S category, there was an A category. We've already had these conversations.
I don't. Wow. Well, again, when I watch Brunson, I mean, this year.
Do you think De'Aaron Fox is a better passer this year?
I think it's a conversation more than it is with Brunson. Yeah, I do. And the reason why is because I feel like De'Aaron Fox is looking to pass. I feel like Brunson, when he got to the league, he was a point guard, but then he turned into a bucket getter, and him passing, that kind of went away from him. That's not to say that he couldn't pass, but I think that he became more of a bucket getter and less of a passer. Fox, I felt like Fox had always been a bucket getter, and he became a better distributor as he got into the league.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with Ron. I think that like that's the way the offense is designed because that's his skill set. I don't think he's a high level passer, but I think that's okay. Like you can be such a good on-ball scorer that you're generating your own gravity just by nature of you having the ball. And then obviously just basic kickouts, corner kicks, like off of what you're doing. Like I think that stuff matters a lot. What's up, Real Talk? The first discussion we were having is about Michael Porter Jr. And 1, should he get traded this year? 2, where do you think will be the best places for him to be traded this year? And then 3, how much do you think they actually get for paying or grabbing Michael Porter Jr.?
Well, first off, good morning to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Ron for sending me the link late. As far as MPJ, I think MPJ can be a great addition to a team. I just think that if you're expecting him to have like this Nets role, I don't think that's going to be what's happening. Oh, is my mic tripping?
I mean, it's like you sound more rounded than normal, but it's fine.
I don't pay much attention to you anyway, so I don't know.
I do, Real Talk. Unlike other people up here.
Yeah, I know. He's already.
I actually do. I actually pay attention to you. But
already quit on
what this was. What we were talking about, Real Talk. We was talking about what we were talking about. The Oklahoma City Thunder making a move, and quite possibly or the Warriors making a move. And I personally think, Real Talk, that the Warriors made their big splash. You know, when they bagged Jimmy Butler, and it just hasn't worked. And it just hasn't worked. I mean, I think they're 0-4, Mars. I mean, you can fact check me on this. I'm not sure, but I think they're 0-4 when both Buckets and Curry score over 30 in the same game. They haven't won a game when both of those dudes are buckets.
Yeah, I don't even think the Warriors kind of have the money for Michael Porter Jr. because they've already, as you said, used it for Jimmy Butler. A lot of people have been saying Michael Porter Jr. to the Pistons, right? They kind of need a second side creator or shot maker. and some shooting on that team alongside Cade Cunningham. I just think that if you are getting Michael Porter Jr., do not expect what he's doing in Brooklyn to come and for him to come to your team and do it, because he has a higher role there, right? So he's gonna go somewhere and slot down. And I think that should be the role. He's not a star player on a playoff contending team, so he should slot down and just be a shooter.
This is where you lose me though, Swipe, because like the Detroit logic, right? This is where I get lost, because with the Detroit logic, I mean, what did you pay MPJ for? Because I mean, not pay MPJ. What did you pay Duncan Robinson for? Because essentially, that's what MPJ is. He's a long ball shooter. Now he's added things to his game.
Oh.
Now he's added things to his game, like
vastly
the ball
different
on the floor.
players.
Now here's the difference. What does Michael Porter Jr. do primarily in your estimation?
Well, he's a wonderful.
Put the ball in the basket.
Yeah,
okay, a
wonderful,
bucket
terrific.
getter. Okay, but how does he put the ball in the basket?
He shoots threes. He drives.
Whichever way you want him to put it in the basket.
So he's McGrady. Is what I'm understanding. So he.
Wait, what?
He's who?
Put the ball in the
So
basket.
because he's a scorer, he's Tracy McGrady?
That's what it sounds like to me. Like,
No.
Thomas is a scorer. Is he Kobe Bryant? Like,
I don't know. You tell me, Mars, because
no, you're a scorer. That's it. He's a scorer. It doesn't mean
I don't look
he's
at MPJ like that. I just look at him more like.
I don't know how you don't look at the guy averaging 20.
You look at him as a shooter, just a shooter.
Probably because of what I seen.
This guy who said Steph's a shooter. So I don't.
Probably for what I've seen in Denver. Right, probably what I saw.
No, but he is a shooter
too. I
But
don't
he's
really think of him
he's
like
a shooter, but
he's always been a scorer. Like he's never
a
not been a
scorer
scorer.
who
He's a
scores
scorer.
predominantly from shooting.
Yeah, I guess. But he's a shooter. I'm kind of with Chill on that. He's doing this because he's in
scorer.
Brooklyn.
He's
There's
been a
nobody
scorer.
else to. I mean, besides Cam Thomas, who's really creating shots and stuff in
I didn't
Brooklyn.
even know he could put the ball on the floor.
On any
That
contending
doesn't change
team,
that he's a scorer. He's still a
I
scorer.
get it, but I'm saying on any contending team, he's not going to be doing what he's doing right now.
I mean,
It's
he's
going to
always
be
been able to
doing what he
score.
was doing in
He's
Denver.
he's always been able to put up 1, 2, 3 dribbles and get to
Oh
the
yeah,
spot and
1,
shoot.
2, 3 dribble pull up. That's a shot.
But I mean, even drive. He can drive by. I've seen him bang on multiple people driving by. I think the issue with Porter is when the offense gets to a certain place and it gets stagnant, he doesn't necessarily have the ability to make the offense work.
Yeah, he's not going to shot create.
But he also is a really good rebounder for a forward. He also is a good rim protector for a forward on, like, if you're rotating. I'm saying, like, if you're just doing a basic rotation stuff, he's 6'10" and like 7'4" wingspan or whatever else it is. And he tried, and he's stronger than you realize. He'll bump you. He's a good offensive rebounder as well for a wing. He's better than Duncan Robinson by a lot. And I think he would help like Detroit a lot if Cade Cunningham had that kind of offensive player on this roster.
I'm not saying that he's Duncan. I'm not saying that he's not better than Duncan Robinson. What I'm saying is that as a shooter, that's better
shooter too.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you paid Duncan Robinson $44 million. He was brought in to shoot the basketball. Now you're bringing in MPJ Mars, to your point, to now be more of a bucket getter, not just a shooter, but he's a shooter and he's a scorer in other aspects. Duncan Robinson is primarily a catch and shoot guy, because if I got to watch Jalen Brunson run him off the long ball line one more time, I'm going to crash my car into oncoming traffic. I can't handle it. I really can't, because he's 6'8" and he should be able to do that. And I think that MPJ, he doesn't allow people to, especially smaller guys. When y'all played against Denver, when y'all played against the Lakers in the playoffs, I mean, he was shooting over the top of Austin Reeves. He would shoot over the top of guys like Christie.
I mean, that was by far his best series of his career, though.
But those guys aren't running him off the long ball line.
But as soon as they played, a team with some length and athleticism that could match him at his position, he went to try.
Down.
Now, maybe he was hurt or whatever.
No,
I don't know, but
he's a limited player.
Because he's not a scorer like that.
You can be a limit. You can be a scorer who's limited.
He can't put the ball on the floor for real.
You can be a scorer who's limited. That doesn't change that you're a scorer.
Okay. I guess is Lauri Markkanen a scorer to you?
Scorer. He's a scorer.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess we just have different definitions.
Yeah.
Different definitions.
There's different.
Lauri Markkanen is a shooter that scores.
Yeah, this is all prone out. I'll ask them how they identify. I don't know. Cool. They got it. I'm not cool. I guess wherever they are. Shout out to them.
Because what it sounds to me, Ma, is like there's different levels of scorers, and there's scorers who are more limited than other scorers. That doesn't mean that I'm not a bucket getter. All right, I can definitely get with that. You get your buckets on 2 dribble pull-ups. you get your buckets on counters. You get your buckets on force. Like, and I think that there's different variations of scorer. MPJ is a scorer who shoots over the top of smaller guys. He's a 1-2 dribble pull-up, 1-2 dribble pull-up shooter. He doesn't have a lot of counters when it comes to slowing him, when it comes to stopping this one thing. If he puts the ball on his floor with his left hand, 2 dribbles, if you stop that, he's not going to back out and step back and give you a whole bunch of other stuff in his offense. That's not his game. No, that's never really been his game. Now, what has been his game is in transition, I can catch and shoot, and if you close out on me, if you're smaller, I'll just shoot right over the top of you. If I catch the ball on the right wing and I face up and you're smaller than me, I will create some space and I'll just shoot right over the top of you because I'm 6'10". Now, I'm not throwing the ball between my legs 8, 9, 10 times, and that's not what Denver's offense was. Denver's offense was more ball movement. Denver's offense was more action off the basketball, operating off Joker. So I only saw a limited sample of MPJ's skill set. I remember MPJ when he first got with the Nuggets, and what I had said was he kind of reminds me of Reggie Miller, who can rebound. That's what he reminded me of. Reggie Miller, but can rebound and play more defense.
Chill. If the Pistons got MPJ, they don't need him. That's what they need him to do. They don't need him out there being Tracy McGrady. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
Well, he can't be that, even if he
I know. I'm just saying,
he can't even be bad back McGrady. That's cool.
But I'm saying. I mean, y'all know why I said that because Chip said T-Mac. So
yeah,
it's like he's far better than Duncan Robinson, but he's not Tracy McGrady. But they like if the Pistons traded for him, they don't need him to do what he's doing on the Nets right now. You know what I mean? They don't even need him to do all that. So MPJ will be a great move for them, a great pickup.
What do they need him to do though? If MPJ is in Detroit, what exactly is what's suffice for him being in Detroit? What do they need him to do, Swiper?
Well, he'd immediately be the best shooter on the team, right?
He's somebody else second
best offensive player. He immediately attracts more attention from Cade than anybody else on that team with his off-ball movement. Just like you also outlined, he can shoot over people as well. So if he gets a mismatch, there's somebody else that can go to for that. Like, just another offensive weapon. Right now, it's kind of Cade in them, right? They need another Cade, somebody, and then in them. So
that is
Michael Porter Jr. can be the second somebody. Yeah.
They need him
Shout out to Jalen
and still rebound. He's like you said, he's a solid rebound. If he comes over there, he still rebounds. You know, score on the move, catch the ball on the move, catch and shoot. You know, that's all. He doesn't have to come and do the same thing he's doing right now to this level, at least. You know what I mean? But the Nets need to make that trade. I think.
Miles, what's the gap between?
I think Detroit should go try to get MPJ. But on top of that, I think the Nets need to move off of MPJ right now while he's playing at this level. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen him get hurt before. He can't. I mean, anybody can get hurt, but you know he got a history. And on top of that, he's playing great basketball right now. So go see what they can get for him. If they can get another young player, maybe a good defender, some picks, you know, whatever it is. I think they should move off of MPJ yesterday.
Ox, you were adamant. So before it was marketing, now it's MPJ. Which one is it more for you?
No. It's always Laurie.
Oh, it's still marketing. Okay,
it's always Laurie.
If Detroit, I knew you were adamant in Detroit about.
I just think as far as what Danny Ainge is going to ask for and what the guys in Brooklyn are going to ask for, I think they could probably get MPJ for a little less than Laurie. But if you can't get Laurie, you get Laurie. Laurie's better than MPJ. Laurie's going to move the needle a little more than MPJ too. But
Mars, what's the gap between MPJ as a long ball shooter and Duncan Robinson? Is it a substantial gap? I ain't talking about players. Let's make sure that we're clear. I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about a guy who I'm open in the corner, catch the basketball, shoot the basketball. I'm open at the top of the key, catch the basketball, shoot the basketball. Coming off a screen, catch the basketball, shoot the basketball. What's the gap between MPJ and Duncan Robinson?
I don't think there is that much of a gap. I think they're quite equal. There's just 3-point shooters. Duncan Robinson is one of the best shooters on the planet. So is MPJ. I don't think there's a large gap between those two in that regard.
And not as shooters, but just basketball players. Or MPJ.
MPJ is the way better player, but
that part
3-point shooters. Yeah, I think it's comparable.
I think where the divide is with me is the Detroit Pistons. To your point, real talk, they need a secondary scorer. Duncan Robinson is a shooter. I kind of classify MPJ like that, but y'all telling me that he's more of a scorer than he is a shooter.
Right.
If he's
real
more,
talk, your mic just went crazy.
Yeah, my mic gone.
That was way worse.
Just turn it down. Whatever, yeah, we just turn it whatever it is. So.
Hey, before you get a chance to move around or change any topics real quick, I just want to say to Real Talk that you niggas suck, bro.
Hello?
Hello.
What does it sound like now?
better.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Still
Not
something.
quite perfect.
Just turn.
Not
You have
quite
your
right.
levels. Turn your levels down, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for our technical
I'll
difficulties.
apologize for nothing. That's real talk. He needs to apologize.
Yeah, we blame this. All this would have been fine if we would have handled this before the show started. But some people want to show up late, so this is what we got live.
Look.
Yeah.
We don't even. We can't
now
hear
it's
anything.
too low. Now we can't hear you.
We can't even hear him defend himself. See, he just
Oh my
sucks.
God, bro.
Real Talk, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
well,
Yep.
since you can hear
Hello?
me, just listen closely when I tell you, you niggas suck.
Who sucks?
Okay.
Listen closely.
Y'all suck. Listen closely. Hear me. Y'all suck.
I don't know if I
Okay.
appreciate that ass whooping last night, but that's. I think we're gonna get to that a
And
little bit.
chill. Didn't I tell you? I told y'all, take the Niners in the Survivor. They're gonna beat the Eagles, and we don't want to waste. We don't want to waste our
Wait,
first
Chill,
day
did you not
Survivor
go
on
with your
easy teams.
team?
No, I didn't. I thought.
No,
the
he
Pirates would go up on us.
wasn't. He wasn't believing.
Chill, I told you the week leading into the game what was going to happen multiple times. By the way,
Always go with California. California over everybody. Right? Real talk.
Oh man.
Oh, you not here?
Anyway, I was what I wanted to get back to. We could talk about the Niners in a little
Yeah,
bit,
go
but
ahead.
I wanted to make sure that I was on the same page with you guys when it comes to MPJ getting moved, Oklahoma City possibly making a move, Brooklyn coming off of him. If he was younger, I would much rather him stay in Brooklyn. But if the Brooklyn Nets, if their plan is to build for the future, MPJ at 27 years old probably isn't the best way to go. You probably should be looking to get some draft picks to expand on your team as opposed to building around MPJ and selling. And MPJ right now, as in terms of an option, is definitely sell high. I'm selling high on MPJ. Yes, I am, and I'm confident, Ox, that I could get. I'm confident that I could get a team. Right? I'm confident that I could get a team to overpay for him. And Double Agent said that's young. You know what's even you know what's young in the NBA? 20. That's young. 21. 27. That's how old SGA is. That's how old Jason Tatum is. You don't want to put Jason Tatum in Brooklyn, do you?
MPJ was better than both of them at one point.
You don't want you don't want to put SGA in New Orleans, do you? No, you don't. No.
Yeah, actually, well, no, not Tatum, but
Yeah, but that's yeah,
for sure.
You don't want to put those guys.
He would, he was better too in 21.
I just
I mean, I don't know. Utah keeping on to Larry Markkinen. He's older than MPJ.
now
Utah's
remember
rebuilding.
when they got him though. They got him 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, he's 28 now, and they're still rebuilding.
Yeah, and he was.
And they're probably worse than Brooklyn.
They did. I think that they did a bad job in building around him though.
They're still trying to build around him.
Yeah, they
Well,
are still trying to build around him. I get that part, but I think he was 24 when he first got on the crew. 24 when he first got on the crew, which I mean, I don't think that that's that old at all. But again, if you got a guy like Lauri Markkinen in Utah and you building around him, you got to get the draft picks right. Did they get the draft picks right? Did they?
Yeah, one of them. They have a young, a burgeoning star at the very least.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How about Walker Kessler? Did they get that right?
Yeah, he got that. They got that right. Mm-hmm. And he was a Minnesota draft pick, but technically, but they got that right for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player.
That's I'm like, yeah.
What's the power forward they got? Mars that doesn't play a lot.
Filipowski, Taylor Hendricks.
Yep.
Which one?
He was supposed to be really good. He was a top 10 pick. Cody was a top 10 pick. He just
did they get that right?
No, but I understand there are a lot.
Well, right now, no. Career's on over. He's 20.
Right.
No.
So no.
I want Cody out that draft too. So
Ooh. They just drafted Ace. We'll see how Ace turns out.
Ace looks like he's going to be good eventually.
So the $1 million question is what would MPJ You are the Brooklyn Nets, Swiper, and Oklahoma City. You got me on line one. What's it going to cost me to get MPJ over here?
They're handing Lou Dort over with an urgency, in an expediency, with an immediacy, with haste, with the quickness, whatever word from Harry Potter you need to use. They're handing Lou Dort over plus whatever they have to give up in that deal. In like, not even a question. Not even a question.
Harried uppedness.
Yeah,
I'm going to need that Clipper pick too, by the way.
No, you're not getting
Hand it over.
Swipe you're not getting Clippers pick for MPJ, brother.
Hand that over.
No,
Hand it over.
You're going to get a couple swaps.
That Clippers pick ain't what you think it's going to be, first of all. But second.
Yeah, I guess our Clippers are 9-2 in their last 11 games.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? Not Mars.
Nobody would have thought it because they were at the bottom of the league. Stop sitting there like, here they come.
Down there.
I told you relax. I told you to relax.
Oh
y'all was you right. Y'all
they were
right.
Half a game out of last place in the Western Conference.
What did Aaron Rodgers say on the way to the NFC title? RELAX.
You write teams off.
He's finna be at home after the day, though.
With 60 games left in the season. There was 60 games left.
They were at the bottom of the Western Conference.
Chill, but you say you're talking about where they're seated. You weren't talking about how many games behind. I'm telling you, I'm like they're 5 games out the plane.
They're still 11th. It's not like they're...
right. But Morris, they're what they're
They're
2.5 games out of the play-in with 50 games left in the season.
Who y'all talking about?
The Clippers. Our Clippers. 9-2.
You don't worry about it. You don't worry about it. I don't want to hear from y'all two right now. Matter of fact.
Oh, congrats for the first.
Anyway, as we were saying and talking about our Clippers,
this is why he can't be a host. Right?
Hey, look, I just don't want no slander on the Clippers.
No,
you, sir, said Kawhi Leonard was a bum and a bust.
Has a mind of its own.
You said Kawhi Leonard was a bum, and he's been showing.
I didn't say he's not a bum. I've never said. In fact, I said he's
he did. Ox. Yes, you did. Let me put you next to Tweedle. Look at Tweedle D. Look at Tweedle D and Tweedle down up there.
Put them together on the bottom, Swiper.
Put them on the bottom. My bad. All right, let me put these. And then put us righteous ones up top.
To have y'all dudes even try and sell me this Clipper logic again is absolutely nuts.
Get on the train.
Hell no.
I tried to give you the ticket the other day.
To do what?
No, to doom.
Lose in the first round?
Doom. I'm not doing that.
They're gonna go
that's better than missing.
They're gonna go. Hey, matter of fact. Hey, Ox.
I had them as a top 3.
No. Since real talk, no, you did that for agenda purposes. Since real talk want to be nasty.
Pure agenda.
Ox,
that was pure.
You know who they're about to be sitting next to here in about 3 weeks?
Who?
Both his teams. Both of them. Gonna be huddled right in the corner together. Right in the.
Talk, y'all out here losing. Y'all out here losing to us. I don't want to hear nothing from you right there.
Hey man,
that's ridiculous. Losing to us.
The Nuggets, if they actually did have unplayable players, would be sliding down as well. But
good thing nobody said that. That's the great part about it. Good thing I told y'all coming into the year they're going to win a title.
Fantastic team. They're winning games.
Didn't say they were going to win the title.
Speaking of which, Swiper. I did not tell y'all they will be just fine without Jokic for a week or so. They're 4-3 right now.
Talk about it.
They're 4-3 right now. They got a good team over there.
No Murray. We'll get to that game too. No Murray. No Jokic.
That's a good team up there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Peyton Watson and shout out to my boy Zeke Naji.
Now he your boy. He was unplayable.
Your boy Zeke Naji.
Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson's always. You'll never. Real talk. You will never ever.
You said he was unplayable
in game 3. Again, real talk. You're mad because your team suck. And they're both at the bottom. No, you're obviously. If anybody knows me, chill, they know how I feel about Peyton Watson. So there's no getting around this. There's no getting around this. He is doing everything I thought he was going to be.
Until he failed your glorious Jokic.
No. There's no glorious. Because Jokic and Murray actually played well in that game 3 that I said that they were unplayable in. Real talk. Your camera is fidgeting because you're lying again because that black package is hitting you. But hold on, I gotta go do this real quick. Shout out to Splash Sports, the best of the best. We have a great working relationship with Splash Sport. Obviously, they are the very best at what you want to do. If you want to get into DFS and you say, I know ball, and you want to find fair matchmaking and you want to compete against other people not the house, you want more strategy in what you do, Splash Sports. That's what you need. You get better odds, so you don't even need a perfect card. You have more correct picks than the group, and you win cash. If multiple players tie for the top spot, they split the prize. New users can use code PLAYER for a deposit match up to $50 and 100% boost on your first entry. Hit the link in bio and build your quick picks. And let's see who really knows ball. Also, you got to be 18 or older to play, 20 or older to play Massachusetts, Iowa, Arizona, Louisiana, 19 or older to play in Alabama, Virginia. Terms apply. Paid partnership. Come run it with Players Choice on Splash Sports and turn those picks into real cash prizes. Brother Ox, do you have a little something for us today on the quick picks?
Yeah. What you got for us, Big Ox? What you got for us?
I don't have anything for us. I'm a team player. I think we should just do it together. I enjoy it this way. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's sell the bag together.
Jeez. Okay. Well, Swiper, you want to go first?
Yeah, maybe let me check the slate real quick because I don't want to talk out of my behind like somebody else up here. First person to speak that knows that applies to. Let's see. Check Splash Sports real quick. Let me see what they're talking about on quick picks tonight. Oh, but can we do NFL quick picks today at all? Or just doing NBA right now, Ron?
If you want to,
it's up to you.
Can we run? NFL,
if your no ball, no one ass wants to do that NFL stuff, go ahead.
I mean, I won again this week, by the way. But shout out to you though.
Let's do tonight's game though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're doing tonight's game for sure. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bold here. I think this is going to be one of those other high passing games for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take 33 and a half passing attempts.
Dang, you got Aaron shredding the Texans?
No, just trying to. They're going to have to get the ball.
Yeah,
they're going to have to get the ball in the air. I think tonight.
Shout out Aaron Rodgers.
He had 48 last game.
Yeah,
he's slinging it. All right.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Real talk, he's slinging.
That's okay.
Slinging is legit, Ox. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's all right. Y'all chill. Okay, we stay in NFL. Who's next? We stay in NFL. We're going to be
yes. Ox, I was wondering. This panelist over here would like to see the line on Leonard tonight.
God,
they got Charlotte in town. Can I see what the line on Leonard looks like?
He's a game time decision. He's a game time decision.
Okay,
I hope he doesn't play.
If he's a game time decision, can I see the line? Can I see the line on Mr. Jaylen Brown? They got Indiana in town tonight. Can I see what that line looks like, sir?
This is starting to get disgusting, chill.
Absolutely.
This is getting out of hand.
It's interesting that it's getting out of hand with me. Even though, real talk, when I'm picking, like I'm hitting on my picks. Meanwhile, this dude over here, the one right here, that when I see him, I'm swinging on him. He's straight selling almost every time.
He must not be playing, chill. He's not on.
Okay,
I'll search him.
So no Jaylen Brown tonight. Leonard is a game time
Mitchell
decision.
right here.
I was thinking about Donovan Mitchell. That they got Utah in town tonight. So I wonder what that looks like. But before I go to Donovan Mitchell, since we're on the subject, I mean, why don't we just stick with MPJ? What does MPJ's line look like? They got Dallas tonight.
Let me see. Just search him up.
Let's see what MPJ's line looks like.
He must not be playing either.
No Michael Porter Jr. tonight. Okay, so I mean, we in the dog.
Everybody's sitting down there.
We in the dog days of the season. How about Luka? What does Luka? What does Luka look like tonight? I mean, they're in your town, so let's see what they look like.
I'm hoping we can shoot 50% or better. That'd be great.
Here we go.
Garza?
Got a lot of. Is that you talking about Garza or Doncic? Talking about the Don?
I'm talking about the Don.
Okay.
Let me see what that. Let me see. Do I have a line on long balls? 3.5.
3.5 made. Yeah.
He's made.
You want 3.5 long balls or 4?
How many usually do? Real talk.
I might go less.
You told us last time that you eat a whole bunch of long balls.
Yo,
hey, real
yo,
talk.
you want 3.5 more?
Real talk on a good day, 6 of them.
I'm
6
trying to stay focused. You know what?
A pack of them, real talk.
That's 7.5. That's 7.5 rebounds. I'm gonna go more on that with Luka.
Okay, that seems like a good pick right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna take more on that. I think I'm gonna get more than 7.5 rebounds.
Real
Hey,
talk.
Big Guys.
Yeah.
A certain guy up in Toronto got busy last night. Mars, he had 31 points. Pretty good game for Mr. Scotty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On a back-to-back night, law of averages would tell us Scotty gonna score about 14 tonight. Please give me the less on him.
Damn, Scotty's a
This is what I'm
legend.
talking about. Ox,
hate.
your man is gonna sell us again. That's why we ain't got no
Pure hate.
bread.
Yeah, man.
What's
Ron will lose money for jokes.
Damn.
That's not a joke. So y'all want me to go more Scotty Barnes? You know what, Big Ox? No. Give me the more Scotty then.
I didn't.
And when he don't go more, and when he don't go more, I'm diving on you two. Both of y'all.
I did not tell you to pick Scotty.
I'm diving on you, Ron, because you telling me that Scotty can't get 18 on Philly?
It's 19. It's actually 19.
Okay, he can't get 19.
You know what? Hell no, I don't believe in that. Give me the less.
He's
Boy,
a
ain't gonna
Lester.
do that again tonight.
Mars, you gotta enjoy these parts of the show more, man. This is why Splash Sports loves us. Okay.
Oh, Mars is gonna enjoy it right now. It's
All right,
Mars.
Mars, real talk. Mars, real talk.
You
what
go
we
get
got?
involved.
Oh, my
Okay,
You ain't gonna be. You
Go
ain't
ahead,
gonna be.
Martian.
real talk. Go ahead.
Cody Williams more.
Okay,
That's
there we
right
go.
there.
Yeah, please don't do that. Yeah, don't
Do
even
not do that.
don't do
Hey,
that.
nah,
7
Mars said
points. He
that's
can't
what
make
he's
4
doing.
layups.
He got
Yeah,
Is he
that
gonna
easy
get 4
money,
layups,
Mars.
Mars? How about that for an idea? Forget can he
He
make
gonna
4
he
layups?
gonna get 3 layups and make a 3.
Damn, Joel Embiid a game time decision. That's what I was thinking.
He's gonna play
Hey,
tonight. They
he
rested
didn't play
yesterday.
last night.
He gonna play tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, give me the more.
I think that's good
'cause
money.
I think he's getting guarded by who? Jakob Porto today or something?
Colin Murray boy. What's his Colin Murray?
Oh, Colin. Oh, yeah. Give me the more. Rookie, he gonna be shooting at least 12 free throws today. So, thank goodness.
Okay.
Hey, Ron, I got a. Here, once you
You
get done
got
with
it?
this, Ron, I got a splash story for you.
I'm gonna take the more on Donovan Mitchell. Let's get out of here, y'all.
Okay.
Hold on, let
That
me check
makes
if we
sense.
have any available promotions. Nope, we don't.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, we can't get that Monday boost?
If you want to take,
Oh,
if you
no,
want
that's
to
all
take
good,
your-
then. It's all
yeah,
good.
you
Nah,
wanna
because
take
we
your
getting these
weak
picks
ass
up.
back.
Hell no.
Well,
Man, put some more money on there, bro. You know, Ron got unlimited money. Put $10 on that one since he
I
believes
heard
in
that.
it.
Swipe. I heard that.
So
Hey,
who
man,
getting
look.
wait? How does this money
Hey,
get
chill.
distributed?
Sir,
Have you checked the Western Conference
This
standings
my
lately?
Swiper. This my account.
I have
Better
checked the
go.
Western Conference
Hey,
standings
this is the
lately.
business expense. So
It got my
Can you-
name on
can you
it.
let me know where the Trailblazers are right now?
The Portland Trailblazers are currently in the 9th spot.
Oh,
They
so they
are.
would be in the play-in, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
so
sir.
Ron would owe me some money. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
January 12th?
Yep,
Hey, chill.
January 12th.
Hey, chill.
yeah.
Okay, hey,
Sir.
since you want to flex, hey, chill. Can you let me know what the Blazers are in their last 10 games?
The Portland Trailblazers.
They played the Rockets twice in those 10
Twice.
games. I know that.
Yes.
He did beat
The
us.
Portland Trailblazers in their
Us.
last 10 games, right? So their
niggas
last 10
suck.
games would be
That's some
Tuesday, the 23rd. So over their last 10 games, 1, 2, 3.
So you counting it
4.
by hand?
Yes, sir. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're 7-10 in their last 10 games.
7 and what?
7-3.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 7-3. I apologize.
7-3 in their last 10 games.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, but Rockets
And-
Texan. Rockets Texan.
Facts. And now they are about to hit that moment in the schedule. You know, chill. This is what do you call this? At what point in the season are we in?
The
Dog days
Malays.
of the season. We're in the dog days.
The
of the
dog
season.
days of the season.
Yes, sir.
The Portland Trailblazers are about to hit a wall. They are about to run into a brick wall. They just lost to the
They're
Knicks
just
last
hitting
night.
their stride.
Yeah, Caleb.
Drew
Caleb
just
Love
came
just
back.
got
They're
Drew
about
just
to
got back.
just-
We're about to
they're
get
about
better.
to just
What are you
hit their
talking
wall.
Weird.
They
about-
about-
We're about to we.
Look how many weeds he got.
We
bro.
are when I'm
That's
putting
right.
money on you.
That's wee
yes.
wee man over there.
What-
Wee
what do
wee
you-
man.
What are you,
I
French?
mean,
now?
if they're winning
You know?
me money, it's we. Absolutely.
Okay.
We.
Hey Ron, by the way,
Drew back though.
yeah, he's back. Caleb Love's been hooping. He had 21 yesterday, I think, off the bench. Or 26 maybe. I can't remember what the exact number was. Caleb Love's cold, by the way. Ron, by the way,
Just missing Jeremy. That's
This is
all.
not a
yesterday
good team,
somebody added me. Dabeed, bruh. Shout out to you on Twitter. He went 6 for 6. He got Borregos, the kicker, more 7.5. He got Jalen Hurts less 245.5 pass and rush yards. Josh Jacobs less 93.5 rush and receiving yards. He got Jordan Love more 237.5 pass and rush yards. Ramondre Stevenson more on 55.5 rush and receiving yards.
Swiper. This is somebody that sent you like their Splash Sports slip
Yeah.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
What you telling us for?
And then, because I'm trying to tell y'all, football, could he listen to us on the press box? And then James Cook,
Okay.
less for 101.5 rushing receiving yard. He won $500.
So these are picks y'all made over there on the.
These are some of them we made.
Box?
Yes, some of them.
And you ain't break me off nothing. See,
you pulled up in the chat the Glaze yesterday, so you absolutely.
I'm always in the chat. I'm always in the chat showing
always in the chat Glaze and finish the sentence. I'm always in the chat Glaze.
I'm always in the chat showing love. That's crazy. Though. What 50 Cent say? Y'all getting money. I can't get none with you. Then F you. Man, break me off some.
Wait. How's the split go here? We win money though.
I told you it's in my name. It's my account. It's my money.
Swiper. Don't worry. All of you guys is Prize Picks money. I mean, Spice Picks and Splash Sports and Underdog money. All of that's coming to me. But especially Splash Sports, all of that's coming to me. Don't even worry about it. It has to go through my pockets and a business account before it gets divvied out to any of you guys.
Hey Mars, you asked
don't
me.
even worry about it.
I'm a monogamous person. I only deal with Splash. I don't know what these other names you over here talking about. You over here talking about being in a polygamy relationship.
Swiper.
All I know is me and Splash.
Swiper. Damn. Will you at him in the Player Sports account so we can retweet that?
Yeah, I got you.
I would love for you to, include us in it so everybody can see that what you guys are doing on the press box is the Lord's work. You guys are letting everybody know exactly how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, and why to do it. And my man came and cleaned up real nicely on Splash Sports. And you guys should not only watch the press box, but you guys should take their picks and make your own money with it. Just like my man did on Twitter. Swiper, what's his name?
Real nicely.
The deed, bruh. Like Embiid, so like the deed, bruh.
The deed, bruh. Shout out to.
By the way,
Swiper, can I say something real quick about Press Box? Because I love the show. Obviously, it's a great show.
Usually if it's not Glaze, I don't want to hear it.
I'm in the chat for at least 45 minutes. Sometimes I can't stay all the time. We play. We have games on Sundays. But I'm usually there for at least 45 minutes, learning a lot about football. Swiper, when you read my super chat, I need you. You're gonna have to slow down because the people want to hear the super chats, and you be speed reading the super chats. I'll tell you what, if you my super chat one more again, I'm gonna
it was the end of the show.
No. I'm gonna come see about you, Swiper. Don't waste my money.
Look, all I know is this.
You know how expensive 3 kids is, and I'm sending you my money. Don't speed read through my super chat.
You ain't just paying for them. I know Ron been on you money for the last 10 years. I know he been dipping his foot in your account for the last 10 years, paying back all that money he stole from you in high school.
This ain't about me and Ron. This about my super chats being disrespectful.
It's about you.
Look. I will say we do have a lot of content.
No, Boozer. This is about you, Boozer. Don't bring me into this.
On top of that, we got the biggest yapper on Players Box, on Players Choice. Press Box and the panel.
Okay,
it's early, 100% early. I'm early. That's what I do. Early runs through. He's pinned Real Talk, me, and Dion. All in one, like all in one. Early, he's great, but boy, we be, and then like boom, like it's coming. And it's no microphone either. It's just an iPad, straight to the screen. Breaks the screen apart and everything. By the way, Ron, 3 of 3 yesterday.
Early's for sure an S-tier yapper.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. Great content, great entertainment, but S-tier yapper.
Shout out, he had another show last night.
Also early,
he did that show in Baltimore last night.
Yep. I think Baltimore. Yeah, he's funny. Like he actually like a legit stand-up comedian. So when we do PC roast,
he does stand-up.
Yeah.
He
a real comedian, like in real life.
I'm thinking about getting into stand-up. I got
real talk. You should. It's fun. I'm trying to get like early.
Man, nobody gonna laugh at you 6'9". Look, this is what I'm saying. Like, I was just out of fear. Like I better laugh.
That's all right. That's cool too.
But look, got the Bills yesterday. Picked them. Got the 49ers yesterday. When I told Chill, tried to tell them all week, they won, and then obviously got the Patriots.
Stop saying that, Swiper. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Okay. No. That's very much on record. I picked the 49ers last weekend and on Press Box before the show. No, I was 100% right about that. And their offense.
Wait. Stop right there. Because
the Eagles' offense sucks. It sucked all year. Jalen Hurts had 117 passing yards, whatever it was. They suck.
That's a fact, Tim. And my brother told me to tell you, Tim, you're gonna have to get right. You know what I'm saying? You represent the Niners, and you up here telling people that you didn't believe in them.
Okay,
man,
first of all,
Niners fans want you to do better, Chill.
Why do I need to do better? Yo, we holding this thing together with glue and tape.
No, Chill. You just don't. You know how many
get busted wide open.
You know how many boats have made it across the Atlantic due to glue?
Hey, wait. By the way, Chill, take this back, Chill, because now you think I'm lying. I was very openly saying the 49ers on Twitter.
No, you wasn't.
On Twitter.
No, you wasn't.
And guess what you weren't doing? Guess what you weren't doing? Guess what you weren't doing?
Give me your logic again.
Guess what you weren't doing? Because you want to get fired again today. Put yourself on the mat again, boy.
Wait.
Chill, go ahead.
Can we get back to you? So remind me of what you said about the Niners. Why was Philly? Why they were going to beat?
They got Kyle Shanahan is like having a 12th player on the field.
Yes,
the scheming that he had yesterday. I knew they were going to get problems today. Eagles defense. Also, they can't score. So as bad as your defense is, the Eagles defense sucks. They often sucks. They literally can't run the ball. They can't pass consistently. They can't pass over the middle of the field. Okay, you don't got Fred Warner. Cool. You don't need a great pass rush versus them. All you got to do is just sit back in zone coverage. They're going to dink, and then they're not going to score and they get in the red zone versus teams like that. And they didn't. They didn't even get there. They had to punt the ball the whole time. So I knew.
So why did niggas barely win then? If Kyle Shanahan has the 12th man,
they're not.
And the Eagles can't score. Why they barely win?
The reason why is because
they lost George Kittle to an Achilles.
Our offense is dead. Yeah, he ruptured his Achilles yesterday. Because our offense is decimated too, bro.
It sucks, bro.
So let's not.
He's the best tight end in football.
Yeah, our offense is decimated too. But with that also being said, why are we leaving out the fact that AJ Brown 3 drops yesterday? Huge drops. Yeah,
big ones.
That's
too.
number one.
After crying all season.
Yeah. Yes, 3 huge drops yesterday. Yeah. Not only,
I hate when people do that, man. Yeah, because he's had the right to cry all season.
Yes, he has, because it's not.
Well, you got to catch the ball if you're going to do that, though. I think that's the point.
Yeah, I didn't say. I didn't say this isn't crying all season.
This isn't basketball. You don't get to yap and have all your fans, your player stands coming. No. Football's a man sport. You got to get out there and you got to play. So you got to get pressed and you got to play. You got to catch the ball.
What AJ Brown
dropped plenty of game reps.
The 3 drops that he had yesterday.
100 targets this year.
That's the equivalent to. I'm thinking about a
that's Luka 12 step backs with the game on the line.
No, that's not Luka 12.
Nah, but it's a player
I'm thinking about a top. I'm thinking about a top 10 player in the game at their position that's begging for the basketball, but when they get the basketball, they're wide open in the meat and potatoes of the game. Not once, Mars, not twice, but 3 times they're wide open and they can't make open shots. They just can't. And this isn't a good player.
It's like Cat saying that he deserves the ball in the clutch over Jalen Brunson.
This is one of the better players in the game. Over. And then on top of AJ Brown, dropping the ball. Then I get Saquon Barkley, who is arguably the best running back in the league. So that's SGA. Or that's who we talk
about.
Who's
SGA?
Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the league. Yeah. So with
the satellite himself.
So he's dropping passes in the flat. Like he's not fumbling the football. He's dropping passes in the flat to move the football, which was huge. Swiper.
Yeah, but he had a defender coming. He had a defender coming. He heard footsteps still. If that's why he dropped. I'm not blaming Saquon for that. He had a decent game yesterday.
Is this Photoshop?
I hope so.
That Hallie?
No.
Wait, was that a hat on his head?
Yeah,
that's a good fit.
That's
he fly right here.
Swiper, I just knew you was gonna say that, bro.
That's a Bruce Brown fit.
Wait.
Put it back up.
No.
Wait, Drench got a photo like that too. Remember the all leather one?
Hey, Swiper. I suggest you leave Drench alone.
No, I'm not leaving nothing alone. He wears all leather outfits. Hey, chill. When we were outside in the rain, he was outside in the rain with that little push.
So this ain't Photoshop, Swiper?
I don't know.
That's gotta be Photoshop.
Let me look it up on Twitter and see if Halliburton had that outfit on. Hold on.
Yeah,
I just seen this on Twitter.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go ahead and get it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's from the official Pacers. Like
hold on. He got his wife jeans on.
That's crazy.
I'm saying.
Hey, Morris, in case you don't know, we take this football stuff seriously. Real football, not that football that y'all do over there. Real football, we take it seriously over here.
Ross, you see that show Ted Lasso?
Oh, the Seahawks gonna beat the 49ers this week, Ross?
I like that show.
Chill gonna be like so passive. Well, we're missing all of our guys. Chill! Stand on your nuts and tell Ron.
No.
Hey.
No, I'm not.
I will see y'all on Wednesday. If y'all want to see me in my full blazing element, if y'all want to see me hyped to the max, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all will see it, y'all. Pull up, because it's going to be a hell of an episode this week. I promise you don't want to miss it. But
They
y'all, we
playing up
got
there,
crunch
right?
time chats. we playing in a real stadium, in a real city, a real football team with a real
Sam
crowd.
Darnold.
Respect Sam Darnold. I try to tell you.
Who you guys
Respect Brock
playing?
Purdy.
No, who you guys playing?
Who we playing? Oh, we play Josh
Who
Allen,
you
right?
playing?
And we underdogs at home.
With Bo Nix. With Bo Nix. Come on, y'all. Wait.
That's how I
Bo
scream.
Nix. Hey, Big Ox. Bo Nix versus who?
Hold on, though. Look,
Do this. Do
we
this.
know.
Do it.
We know
Do it.
Josh. I don't care what Swiper tried to say last week. We know Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Remaining?
Bo Nix versus Josh Allen. Come on.
But respect Bo Nix though.
Josh Allen is not the best quarterback in pro football.
By far, he's clearly better.
Who you got winning? Who you got winning, Ron?
Who
you got winning?
We can put money on both games.
Why are you doing
Hey,
that?
Brian, that hand come up so quick. We can put money on both games.
Hey, man. I know, man. Hey, Swipe. Y'all be letting Swipe do this good guy act. Swipe is a hoodlum, bro.
Swipe, bro, chill, bro.
All right, fellas. The first super chat that I got from Context Kid. First off, salute everybody that's in here, and salute to everybody that sent through super chats. Like how Ox just outlined a little bit ago, we don't want you guys to lose your hard-earned money when you send it here. So I'm gonna read your super chat real slow, real nice, and real carefully. Also, make sure to use, all your explanation points, commas, and all of that good stuff. However, Context Kid said Ron was right. KD is an empty stat merchant. He's not aggressive enough and doesn't utilize his gravity to create advantages for his team. Chill. Don't let cheerleaders like Mars gaslight you. Trust your eyes. KD is mid defensively.
If your eyes are telling you that Kevin Durant is empty, then you need to remove both of them. That's what that means. I'm sorry. If you think that the Rockets' struggles recently are due to Kevin Wayne, you don't understand basketball, and that's fine. But look, it does look bad narrative-wise. So we'll say this: Houston's over here struggling a little bit. Phoenix is over there. People are expecting them to have a down year, and they're kind of balling right now. We're going to talk about them later. Devin Booker is playing well. The other role players are playing well. So it looks like, the narrative is bad right now for Kevin Durant. But past narrative, once you go a step further and evaluate the teams and their play, Kevin Durant is not the problem with the Rockets. He's far.
What's the problem, real talk? Could you please enlighten us?
Lack of spacing, lack of shooting, lack of scoring and creation outside of Kevin Durant as far as doing it efficiently. What are you looking all crazy for, Ron? What are you looking?
No, you said lack of scoring, because when you said lack of scoring, well, KD's supposed to fix
He's
that.
Supposed to score 100 points.
That's what
he's supposed to do. Have a lack of scoring problem.
Solve all of those problems.
He's supposed to fix all of that. Ron, you suck, Ron. You suck.
Listen, the super chat never said anything about the Rockets' problems. The super chat specifically talked about Kevin Durant, and I don't see it being nothing wrong with what he said. He said Kevin Durant is not aggressive enough. How is Kevin Durant scoring 23 points against the Sacramento Kings? How is Kevin Durant allowing the Houston Rockets to score 98 points against the Sacramento Kings? How?
Just so you know, the Rockets have barely cracked 100 in the two previous games, and KD had 37 and 30.
That's a third of their points, Ron. A third of them.
Sure.
I mean, for every one bucket they scoring.
The game in which he had a game winner against Phoenix, they scored 100. He had 26.
What are you doing, Ron?
They lost to Dallas. They scored 104. He had 34. So yeah, you can try and slice this up however you want, but whatever you say is going to make no sense. But you can keep going, Ron. That's fine.
You suck. I swear.
He's not aggressive enough.
Yeah, you can keep going if you want. Yeah.
What do you mean he's not aggressive enough, Ron? What does that mean?
Not
like
aggressive enough.
The 34 that he's giving you, the 26 that he's giving you, would you be happy if it was in the meat and potatoes of the game? Would you be happy if it was further on in the game? Like you don't like where he's getting it? Because just so you know, KD's game hasn't changed. KD's always been an efficient bucket getter. Always. So in terms of him being able to get buckets, whether it's pull up with the weak hand, whether it's going with his strong hand, he's always been that. And he's able to get to the basket. He's always done that. So with that being said, Ron, how would you like for KD to get his buckets? Because the way he's getting them, the Rockets are still winning. It's not like they're garbage. I'm sorry, Ron. Turn your microphone
how would I like him to get how would I like him to get buckets?
One more time.
Yes.
Splash Sports more. If you're that good and you're that great and you're that efficient, can we get more?
Kevin Durant is second in the league in field goal attempts in this 5-game skid.
Which means that it's only one other person that's
this
shooting
lack
more
of
than him, Ron.
aggression you're alluding to. The only person who shot more than him is Jaylen Brown. Now, if you want to factor in free throws, sure, he's not shooting more than Luka Doncic, who's third. Yeah, cool. True fact of the matter is Kevin Durant is shooting the ball. Kevin Durant is averaging 30 in this 5-game stretch. They're 1-4.
Okay.
So what lack of aggression are you talking about?
More.
He's not talking about a lack of aggression.
He got it. He got it.
Right.
It's not
I don't remember the last time I heard Ron say
he's
something
just
logical
enough.
regarding Kevin Durant.
It's not enough.
Come on, man.
It's not
Come
enough.
on. And you know what it is, honestly, Ron. You're getting to a point to where you're just letting us know how great you think Kevin Durant is, right? Because Kevin Durant is 37 years old. Mars just told you he's averaging 30 through these past 5 games, and you're sitting here.
We're talking about 5 games. Can we talk about the whole season? Can we
But
talk about the
we're
whole
talking
season?
about
I thought we was talking about the
recent
Rockets
years,
losing streak. I thought that's what we were talking about.
That's
Well, I
recent.
never brought up the losing streak. He said, when was the losing streak ever highlighted? I said that they lost last night to the Kings. I never brought up a losing streak. You guys brought up the 2 games that they lost.
If we're talking about the
to
season
the
in
other team.
totality, then how is Kevin Durant empty stats when they were atop of the Western Conference for a lot of this run, and he's been playing well?
I would like Kevin Durant to be more aggressive. If he's as aggressive, if he's as great as you guys say he is, I would like to see more. I think he's being passive. Or I don't want to say being passive, but I just don't think he's being as aggressive as he can be. If he is who you guys say he is. Kevin Durant is the only person who is who he is that we just don't see him just unleash the dragon to the fullest. SGA empties the clip every night. Luka empties the clip every night. When Jason Tatum was playing,
You want him to
he
go
emptied
out
the
there
clip
and
every
play
night.
like Luka?
I never said play like Luka. He can't play like Luka even if he wanted to. Kevin Durant's game is what it is.
Yeah,
but I'm
makes too
saying
many
like
shots to do that. Go ahead.
But Ron, what else can he do if he's almost like shooting most in the NBA and like scoring 30 and like you love scoring? He's doing all the things you love.
He's not shooting the most in the NBA. That was if Morris, what Morris highlighted was a 5-game small sample size.
Yeah, the
Small
1-4
sample
stretch that is causing people to panic about the Houston Rockets.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought I was.
I didn't bring up the Houston Rockets. This super chat didn't bring up the Houston Rockets. This super chat brought up Kevin Durant, and you guys ran to the 5-game losing streak.
Because he wouldn't have sent this super chat 7 games ago or 10 games ago when the Rockets were a top 4 seed.
Yeah,
in the
to be
West.
fair, that guy is a Kevin Durant hater. He's in my Twitter replies all the time.
But that's what I'm like. He wouldn't have sent the super chat when the Rockets were doing well and playing well, and Kevin Durant was starting to get into like MVP conversation talk not too long ago. They've had a recent skid, and so now the KD hater, now that I know additional information from the Martian, is now sending a super chat talking about, oh, KD needs to do this, KD needs to do that, and your KD hating ass is agreeing because you're a KD hater as well.
All right, hey, all right, hey, we're just gonna leave it here. When shit gets serious, I don't want to hear nothing.
Are you going to blame KD for them losing in the playoffs?
Yes, no matter what. Clearly, Swipe.
Absolutely,
clearly,
he will.
That's what it's going to be.
I don't know if that should be how it goes.
Are you guys going to try to blame Reed Shepherd?
No,
I'm going to blame.
We're gonna watch
if Reed Shepherd plays
We're gonna
bad,
watch the series unfold and attribute the blame where it belongs. If KD plays poorly, we're gonna say KD plays poorly. If KD plays great and they lose, we're gonna look at, was it coaching? Was it this player not playing well? Like, my bad. Do we watch the games?
I'm talking. This is gonna age
No,
like
premeditating blame, I guess.
No, it's
Just
not.
watch.
The reason why it's
watch.
not.
When we get in the playoffs, and that boy sitting in the corner doing nothing, watching these other guys shoot shots, I don't want to hear nothing. And I don't want you guys to do this because this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna say, oh, they wouldn't pass KD the ball. Min Thompson couldn't get KD the ball. Reed Shepherd couldn't get KD the ball. Şengün was being too aggressive. All right, I'm telling you guys what's going to happen. This is what you guys are going to do.
Ron, when we had this conversation after the first game of the year, you remember I was also complaining about KD's lack of aggression. I was right there with you. I do think there are times where he does that. He's too passive. However, in these past 5 games or the games in which they haven't been winning, that hasn't been KD's problem. KD's been aggressive. KD's playing how we want him to play. They're just losing games. And because Ron, the rest of the team,
so that maybe he's not like that as number one option there.
And Ron, wait a minute.
Maybe that's what it is there. Maybe he's just not like that.
Okay.
Wait, it was just going to be
sliced in a way that
Ron, so the Nuggets have a better record over the last 6 games, 7 games than the Rockets do over the last 5. So, like, is Peyton Watson a better number one option than KD now?
No,
how are we doing this?
No, we're not doing that. No.
But how are we doing this? He said because they're not winning, but even though he's averaging 30 and taking all these shots.
The Nuggets will beat some good teams too.
Yeah, they beat a bunch of playoff teams too. So like, how does that work?
I'm not answering that because that don't got nothing to do.
It does. You said he's got to get enough
brought
number
up
one
the
option.
team. I'm talking about Kevin Durant.
He is boxed in. He boxed himself in.
I know. Hey, but
Ron, you can't swing wildly and get yourself out of this.
I'm not.
You just said that he's not a good enough number one option. So when you watch the Rockets lose these games, you think it's Kevin Durant the one that's been selling them in these games?
Brother.
I'm not even finna go down that route.
Ron, that's a very direct
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm going to bring it back.
Is that not a very direct question?
Wait.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm not gonna chill.
Oh, you see how he's euroing the question?
Hey, my lawyer said.
Why did the Rockets lose to the Portland Trailblazers yesterday?
When you deal with a crook like this, and especially when you deal with a crook like this,
why did the Houston Rockets lose to the Portland Trailblazers yesterday?
I object.
The Kings yesterday.
The Kings, rather. The Trailblazers playing the Knicks.
I was going to say because KD only scored 23 points.
Because DeMar DeRozan's better?
Oh, but no, over these last 5 games, he's averaging 30 points, though. So that doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Because last night he lose the last 5 games.
37 in one game, and then he had 23. Guess what? 37 plus 23 is 60. You know what that means? Average 30.
So wait, I'm trying to understand what makes
the last
what
37 ain't have nothing to do with the 23 from last night.
Okay.
But shout out to Amin Thompson though for putting the team on his back.
Yeah,
shout out to Amin for being aggressive.
He's been having to put a man on his back this season. Offensively,
Ron, remind me.
There's a 6'11" elephant in the room for White Houston.
100%.
Yeah, but there's a 6'11" elephant in the room. But we gonna focus on the other one. That's clearly not the problem.
Ron, I want to rewind the clock back to September. Ron, it's September the 12th. Ron, what's the expectation on Houston going into the season?
The number 3 seed from last year?
I think they were the number 2 seed, actually.
Wait, what was the expectation after Fred VanVleet got hurt?
Yeah, is this pre or post Fred VanVleet injury?
When did VanVleet get hurt?
He got hurt in the summer, so this would have been post.
It was right after KD got.
Yeah, it was August, wasn't it?
It was right after, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Once Fred VanVleet went down, this
is September, Ron. This is September.
Out on them.
VanVleet's knee is already torn up. What's the expectation on the Houston Rockets this season? What are we doing?
The expectation for the Rockets is a little shaky. They're the 7th seed right now. I think a lot of people
talking about right now, Ron. It's September.
I know.
12th.
Can you let me answer the question? I'm saying a lot of people would say that they would be right around where they're at right now, 6th, 7th seed. So I would say the expectation is what people thought that they would be.
And
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if the expectation is what you thought it would be, why are you so critical of KD?
I'm critical of KD because the way you guys hype and glaze him. That's why. Okay. If he is who you say he is.
I don't know what show you exist on because this show does not hype and glaze.
We really don't. We really do not.
Kevin Durant that you don't agree with.
Yes, you guys do.
In fact, I get roasted.
Thank you
for how I talk about KD.
What?
We really don't. No, we don't.
I just heard Kevin Durant is the best defender on his team. I've heard plenty of.
That was Drench that said that. Though.
He's on the show, ain't he?
He's a Houston fan, but like I think he's been top 2. He's been a top 2 defender on his team this year. I think that's pretty objectively true. I also think, Ron, just to be fair to KD, this year he's averaged. I mean, he's scoring the ball super efficiently. He's hitting 77% of his shots at the rim. He's shooting very well from the mid range, shooting over 50% from mid range, 41% from 3, and then he's playing really good defense this year. Like teams are shooting 13% worse with him as a rim protector. He's literally playing high level 2-way basketball.
And then what you guys are going to tell me. And then what you guys are going to tell me is he's 37. He shouldn't have to carry. Like we didn't watch LeBron carry at 37. Like we're not watching
was LeBron
Steph
doing
carry
at
at
37?
37.
That's what he got traded to do. Kevin Durant got traded over here to carry this offense.
Okay,
So
what did he do the next year?
that's what Kevin Durant is
He
that
was
not why
even
Kevin
older.
Durant got traded over
He was
here?
even older.
Making sense, Ron. You're not.
No, real
making
talk.
sense.
Is that not why Kevin Durant got traded over here? Is that not why? Is that not why I was having an issue with the Houston Rockets? Because when Fred VanVleet got hurt, I said that they became a worse basketball team. Kevin Durant is still who he is, but Kevin Durant came over here to fix their offensive deficiencies so that they can compete for a championship. So for y'all to say that he shouldn't be carrying, that's what he came over here to do. Mind you, Ron, I think he's doing a hell of a job carrying the offense. I think there's other situations going on over there that Kevin Durant might not be able to fix. But I think Kevin Durant is doing his job as far as putting the ball in the bucket goes.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Well, I guess if you're saying for him to be, he came over here to make them a better playoff offense and replace Jalen Green. And so me and Ox are relatively in the same place. He's calling that carrying the offense. I'm just saying he came to improve the offense. He's definitely done that. While
he should carry the bulk of the offense, though, don't you?
Well, Ox, it just depends on who you ask. Because for some people who should be carrying the offense or the focal point, he's the up and rising star of Alfred Şengün. And then Kevin Durant play off him, and they kind of two-man it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like KD carrying it. But
man, real talk. Imagine the Suns getting the better part of this trade.
They're a higher seed right now.
Yeah, they are a higher seed. I know. The narrative is nasty right now. Hey, y'all get your KD shit off. You know, I know you and your former dreadhead brother want to get your KD hate off. It's fine.
I'm not hating on KD. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't group me in that because I actually don't be hating on KD. I show Kevin Durant a lot of love actually. But the fact that I didn't think that the Houston Rockets were going to be better this year than they were last year, that just made everybody call me a KD hater.
You said they'd be the worst team in Texas.
Can it also not be said?
But that's not because of Kevin Durant though.
No, but I'm just saying you did say they'd be the worst.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's because I thought Dallas was going to be healthy.
But
they're clearly not, and so I was wrong about that. But I didn't say that was because of Kevin Durant though. That was because of a men and Reed Shepard not being able to play point guard.
And I agreed with that sentiment, and I still do.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't have a starting point guard, and Ron is up here making this about Kevin Durant.
And Şengün was also
averaging
dealing with
30
over the stretch as well. So
yeah, Şengün played last night. But Şengün doesn't look right. He's averaging 26. Yeah. Well,
I'm saying
averaging 30 over the 5-game stretch in which they went 1-4. But yeah, he's averaging 26 on the season. Mightily efficient. Everyone up here seems to be mostly in agreement on. Second best defender on the team. They're a top 5 offense, top 10 defense on the season. If we're going to have criticisms about the Houston Rockets, I don't think KD should be very high up that list.
I didn't sit through the super chat. I just agree with the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we know.
But all right, y'all, we'll get to the Phoenix Suns here very soon. The team that is better than the Rockets and a team that actually won the trade and a team that is performing better without Kevin Durant. Who would have thunk? But the next super chat that we got is from Liam McLean. Liam said, with playback gone, will you guys be streaming live games still? Real talk?
Yeah, I mean,
well, it's not technically streaming.
Yeah, technically, but
because staring at you is not staring at the game.
Well, actually, I have a Discord in which
Discord is fun. I do like being in Real Talk Discord.
Yeah, so but actually on playback, most people didn't have VIP or League Pass swipe. So actually, the beauty of it was they were actually just coming to look at you and then watch the game with you. Actually, so
it's just a tough watch.
No, it's a great watch. That's why a lot of people come. Now, with you, it's kind of a tough watch.
A former JCP model, can definitely.
You're not there. You're not. You said former JCP model.
Yep.
And that's why they're closed.
Well, JCPenney's is actually still up and going.
Well, actually, I don't know a popping JCPenney nowhere where I'm
popping. They still got a Sean John joint in there.
Like you said Sean John.
Like they didn't do that.
Oh, so you were modeling Diddy clothing. Okay.
All right, fellas. The next super chat I got is from DSG Piccolo. DSG said, finally, get a healthy PG just for the best player to get hurt. If it's If it's serious, just wrap it up. Full shade and ball and tank. Scoot, no longer the worst single game. Plus minus reevaluation in like two weeks.
Yeah, because Cody Williams broke Scoot's plus minus record with a minus 60 the other night. So Scoot no longer has the worst. I think Denny said it's not serious. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll see when Scoot, if he comes back this season. I don't know.
I'd be surprised if he came back this season.
It's been a while, but who knows?
I would be.
Well, it's good to see Drew back.
What was his injury again? So I'm clear. Was it a foot injury?
What was Drew's injury?
What was his injury? Because he was out for like a month or like 2 months.
I wanted to say hamstring, but I might be wrong.
I don't know what his injury was.
He used to say something in the chat. Calf. Okay. Someone said calf. I'm going to just go with them and assume that's telling me the truth. Calf strain. Okay. Yep. Calf strain. And then Scoot's out with a hamstring. I know that.
All right.
Hopefully, Scoot can come back and be an NBA player. We hope that.
They got Caleb Love now. They'll be all right.
Caleb Love is a really good player.
Another.
I personally like him better than Scoot Henderson, but that's the whole.
I mean, he should be better than Scoot right now, being that
because he's 26 years older. Yeah, he's 26.
I guess.
All right, next up, OG team said, KD has some satanic dark energy around him. ... He just goes from franchise to franchise, from room to room. Some reason they fall off a cliff of high expectations. Hey, I didn't send through the super chat. I did not. Or I didn't ask nobody to send through the super chat. It just came in.
This isn't an indictment on This isn't an indictment on Kevin Durant as a player. I particularly didn't like the trade. I understood it, why they did it. You're getting a better player than you did in Jalen Green, but I felt like Houston was on to something. I did. I felt like Houston was on to something. And it wasn't like when you put Kevin Durant in that lineup, even with Fred VanVleet, that you win in the NBA championship. No, there was still a lot of holes going on with that group. So I felt like you were building something with Jalen Green, with Sengun, with Jabari, with Tari, with Fred VanVleet. I felt like you were building something with that group. And I'd much rather build something with that group and turn it into something substantial in years to come, as opposed to a quick fix, which is what KD was, only to see this thing flame out, which is what it looks like.
What do you mean? Well, what do you mean see it flame out? Y'all do realize if Jalen Green was still on this team, he wouldn't even be playing right now.
Right.
They would be.
No, maybe his hamstring would have been healthy.
You
know who will be playing right now?
So wait a minute. Wait.
You know who will be playing right now?
Wait.
The best player in the trade. Well, culture-wise,
first of all,
the culture shifter, Dylan. Hey, the culture shifter himself, Dylan Brooks, would still be on the Rockets.
First of all,
stare people down.
They should have just tried to trade Jabari instead of Dylan Brooks. That's probably what should have happened.
Number one, we don't know that, real talk, because first of all, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jalen Green hurt his hamstring in Japan when they in a preseason?
Exactly.
Game?
Houston ain't go to Asia.
So he might.
The flight is what messed up with the hamstring.
Caused him to tear his hamstring.
Yeah, exactly. Houston ain't go to Asia in the preseason.
That was something completely different. So he might still be on the crew, and they might be building towards something. I mean, this kind of looked like a desperate move. Like, yo, we were the number 2 seed. We're at the top of the league. We get KD. He's gonna push us over the top. That's what parity does.
2 players and 1 first-round pick for him.
They gave up Kaman Maluach, who doesn't even play for Phoenix. They gave up Jalen Green, who was their biggest problem in the playoffs. And then they gave up Dylan Brooks, who's probably the biggest loss in terms of what they produced
for Kevin Durant.
Season. But you replace that with Kevin Durant. I'm pretty sure if you ask Houston, would they do the trade again? They'd say yes.
Maybe swap out Jabari for Dylan.
Yeah, and if they could, Jabari for Dylan Brooks. Yeah, maybe. But they would go get Kevin Durant. Not to mention the fact that Fred VanVleet tore his ACL was a big deal. I don't know.
That's a lot of what was happening.
That's a big deal. That's out of Kevin Durant's control. That's out of Houston's control. He just tore his ACL. That's just unfortunate.
Right.
Bad timing, whatever.
People act like because here's what happens. Is because you can switch situations, and so you would think that your probability changes or it'll get better because you've been in bad situations. But people forget every time you flip a coin, it doesn't you got heads this time. So that means the next time we flip it, it's more likely to be tails. No, every time you flip a coin, it's 50-50 every single time. So when Kevin Durant goes to Brooklyn and then a once in a century pandemic happens and his second or third best player doesn't want to play basketball or get the shot, that's not a Kevin Durant problem. And then when they get to the playoffs and then the second best player hurts his hamstring in the series, that's not a Kevin Durant problem. And then when he goes to Phoenix and then Bradley Beal comes and now he's trash, that's not a Kevin Durant problem. Bradley Beal can't play games because he's getting hurt. That's not a Kevin Durant problem.
Real talk. But however,
Kevin Durant leadership problem. If Kevin Durant was a real leader,
however, and you do make a valid point there, real talk, but there is a pattern here. So he's in Brooklyn, and it's not a coincidence that James Harden gets hurt.
What?
James Harden ends up getting hurt. This is the same. And I'm about to explain it. I'm about to explain it to you right now.
Get him chill.
This is the same James Harden who had been pretty durable up until this point. Now all of a sudden he gets with Kevin Durant and he comes to camp, he's out of shape, and he's hurt. Then he gets to Phoenix. Phoenix now, this is the same Bradley Beal who was leading the league in scoring not too long ago. Now he can't stand up straight. All of a sudden, Bradley Beal's got a bad back. He can't stand up straight. Now he gets to Houston, and Fred VanVleet tears his Achilles. Tears his ACL. This sounds like there's something going on here that wasn't going on previous to this.
He got that reverse. He got the reverse AD thing.
What's going on?
AD gets hurt every team he goes to.
Kevin Durant? That's what it is.
Gets somebody hurt for every team he goes to.
It's bad luck.
Yeah, that's
but chill. Are you
in a
talking
century
like
pandemic happened?
Are you talking like old? Are you talking like Old Testament level, like Job, like everything around you crashing?
He hurt Klay Thompson too. Don't forget about Klay. And then you remember that year that Russ missed too? Hey, Russ was well on his way. Hey, I'm telling you.
So Russ's meniscus, Klay's ACL. Who else? DeMarcus Cousins also got hurt again.
Oh, DeMarcus, yeah.
And then Mars, keep it going. Let's go. So Kyrie has the ankle injury. James Harden, his quad falls off the bone. And then Jeff Green probably has something in his back at some point as well.
Ben Simmons.
And then
don't
Ben
forget
Simmons,
what he did to Ben
Simmons nonsense and his injuries in his back. And then after that, Ron, so then he goes to Phoenix.
LaMarcus Aldridge had to retire in Brooklyn.
LaMarcus Aldridge because of some health issues. But then Mars, he skipped over one. They were 13-2 with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has a little slippage. Chris Paul gets hurt in the second round of the playoff. Devin Booker turns his ankle in the playoffs. And then after that, the next year, everyone gets hurt around him. And in 23-24 season, Shill's completely off the bandwagon, says he's the reason why they're losing. And then this year, now we're sitting here looking at it, and you're right. Fred VanVleet
tore his ACL. Keeps getting hurt. So
Tari can't stay on the field.
It's not a coincidence.
Prince Sengun came back, got hurt in 1 minute.
No.
He came back again. He's not healthy.
Real talk? No. This is not a coincidence. This is not. No.
Do you see the lengths we go to blame the best player on the team?
It's
not a coincidence. Bad juju. That's all it is bad juju.
It's not a coincidence.
It's Kevin Durant's fault that his teams get hurt.
No. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. And it's just it's
sure, I know you're 50. You're 50
it's
and up.
4 numbers.
You got some incense over there. Can you get some incense real quick, please?
2
Go grab
0
it. Go grab it.
1
Light it.
7.
Boy, him going to the Warriors.
We're doing this right now.
1 7.
Real talk. We're doing this right now.
Off the basketball gods.
What are we doing?
Ain't no basketball. We are going to ask for divine protection for all NBA players, and we're going to ask for the Rockets in particular. Because apparently, Ron, you were over here talking about him being the reason why every team he's been on major injuries across the board. So we're gonna grab some of that black incense you can buy at the local gas
black
station.
magic up here.
Ain't no black magic. Since you brought it up, you brought it up.
You're not gonna do no voodoo.
Everybody's over getting hurt. Hey man, shout out, man. Shout out, man. Shout out,
I will be removing myself. Y'all got it.
Shout out,
I'm out of here.
No more injuries around KD.
My goodness, man. This is nasty, bro. Hey, Kevin Wayne, keep doing your thing, man. You're playing good basketball. That's all you
do. Ron is disgusting,
and to the nastiest of people in the chat talking about, defend looking like this. First off, Luka is 26. He's in smack dab in the middle of his prime. Yes, I have him. I hold him to a higher standard than 37-year-old.
Hey, chill. Write his name in the smoke. Yo, Ron is disgusting, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. First off, I grew up in a household we had incense damn near every day, so I love incense.
You need something for that dirty ass house you in right now.
The fact, Ron, I guarantee you. By the way, and you can tell I'm real talk. I keep my stuff in order because you can just tell I clean my mirrors and all that stuff in my everything. Ron, you live in a hoarding situation. I know you have piles of dirty clothes behind that desk. Piles of dirty clothes and stinky drawers behind that desk. So for you to all people to say that is crazy. Come back on screen. Don't hide in the background. Come back here and be a man.
No, I was just waiting for I was waiting for you guys to get done doing that ritual or whatever y'all was doing. I ain't want no part to that.
You blame KD for why everybody around him gets hurt.
Wow. Wow.
But all right, y'all.
Real talk. I'm just really quickly, Ron, really quickly. I don't believe in coincidence. Things don't just happen. And even if one thing happened, I can appreciate one thing happening. But for things to continuously happen, I have to start looking in the direction of why are these things continuously happening.
But so chill.
What's
but
going
even
on?
there, I'm asking you. I'm asking. So what are you determining is the why? Like, what is the conclusion?
AD's exist.
I was about to say, Mars. There's one common denominator here. There's with all of this stuff going on and all of this stuff that continues to happen, there's always this one common denominator. It's like that chick, Ron. Every time you turn around, some nonsense is going on, and she always around when it's going on. Always. It's not a coincidence.
Some shit.
It's always some nonsense. Shit. She's around when it's going on. So all I'm saying is with Kevin Durant, it's not a coincidence that all of this stuff continuously happens when he's around.
Ron, can you
I ain't saying that it's his fault.
Chat, please,
to your point, Mars, I'm not saying that it's his fault. And I do think that I think it's probably just some bad luck. But I can't just dismiss it. Because he's around when all of this stuff is going on.
Can you please share the MP13 super chat on KD so we can get done with this segment so we can stop playing KD for all the injuries and COVID and everything else?
So MP13 said KD is a double agent sent by the gambling companies where he forms strong teams in the eyes of casuals, so they bet money. Then he secretly injures his teammates on purpose, so people lose their money. We finally got to the bottom of it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, facts. I can buy that.
I can see that.
Facts. I can also see that.
By the way, Ron, when we have background meetings, he's always like, "Why we derail the show? We got to make sure we stay on top of the game." Real talk. This whole segment's been wrong. The whole KD black magic.
I didn't.
This is all wrong. It's all wrong. 100% wrong.
The super chat sent this, and then you told Hill to go get his incense and write his name in the clouds. I didn't do none of that. I actually removed myself away from the situation because I didn't want to further derail the show. I actually removed myself away from the derailment. However, since the show has been derailed, let's get it back on the train tracks and let's actually take this train from a losing city like Houston and we're going to ride it over to a winning city like Phoenix. As of right now, the Phoenix Suns are on a 3-game win streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They are good for the 6th seed in the West. They are 24-15, and they have exceeded everybody's expectations. Fellas, talk to me about the Phoenix Suns. How do they just keep winning? Why do they keep winning? How have they managed to surprise everybody with their style of play? What's going on in Phoenix, y'all?
Well, I told Mars preseason when we were talking about the Suns, and I was like, hey, I kind of like their little center rotation. He was like, they're mid, whatever. And I was like, yeah, they're mid. They're mid, but they have like 3 of them, and I think that's very valuable. But Mark Williams has been playing some really good basketball for them this year. And they guard. They have a perfect formula for winning regular season games. Decent at the center position. They guard well on the perimeter between Dunn and, Devin Booker has stepped up in that aspect. And also Royce O'Neal has been, wonderful for them. And he's one of the better 3-point shooters in the league this year as well. And although the pull-up 3-point shooting for D-Book hasn't been the greatest steal, he's been struggling with that the last couple of years. But I think his growth as a point guard, not just like passing and playmaking, but even just the patience to table set for an offense. His pick and roll game is top tier now. He found that lob against Washington repeatedly. I just think him as a playmaker and a passer has really grown over the years. And somebody in the chat earlier said, well, Phoenix doesn't have a point guard, but I disagree. Devin Booker is fulfilling that role quite wonderfully, in my opinion. So Devin Booker, his floor game, they can shoot the three very well. I believe they're borderline top 10 defense this year. And that's due to, again, a lot of their perimeter defenders.
Borderline, they're sixth.
Oh, they're sick. Oh, borderline top 5 defense. Excuse me. So yeah, shout out to Phoenix, but they're not a playoff team though by any means. I think they're first round mates.
That's a playoff.
Oh, like they're not going to do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The biggest thing,
probably.
Nick Richards is out their rotation. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You hate him.
Also, because he's trash. But I don't hate him. I have no ill will against him. He's just not good.
I'm talking about as a basketball player. I'm not talking about.
He's just not a good player. But Oso Ighodaro has stepped up and been the backup big that Phoenix needs. It's a different look to what Mark Williams does. Mark Williams is the more typical rim running, paint to paint big, whereas Oso is more everything in between, switchability, play in the middle of the floor, DHOs, all of that stuff, just high feel for the game. And he's really stepped up. So he's been huge for them. Royce O'Neal started playing defense in this little stretch, which is great because the shooting is great, but like he's prone to make some bad decisions and the defense can be shaky. But in this stretch, he's been playing defense. He's been shooting the hell out of the ball. Like Real Talk said, Jordan Goodwin, another one of these pesky defenders who's picking up full hands everywhere. He's like the little Jose Alvarado for the Suns, if you will. And obviously you got Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn, really good. Rasheer Fleming has made his way into the rotation, which is nice. Earlier on in the season, they were playing Nigel Hayes-Davis. That was another player who should not have been in the rotation since Rasheer Fleming has got his little minutes. Not shooting the ball well from three, but crashing the offensive glass, using his length, trying to protect the rim, using his athleticism in transition. And I think Phoenix's formula is quite simple. It's they're going to outwork you. They're number one in the league in steals. That was OKC's calling card last year. They're number one in the league in steals. They're top 5 in offensive rebounds. So what they try and do is turn you over, get out in transition, get second chance opportunities, and generate good looks from three. They do all of those things. They're top 10 in three-point attempts, top 5 in offensive rebounds, and number 1 in steals. That's a good formula for, like Road Talk said, winning in the regular season. Now, I think they lack talent in the playoff setting to like really beat some legitimate teams. But I do think they are a legitimately good team, and this is without Jalen Green. I think implementing Jalen Green's due back in this next road stretch, so we'll see when he plays. I think implementing him can cause some problems because he doesn't exactly force turnovers. He doesn't exactly get offensive rebounds. He does shoot threes, so that's valuable. But it's going to be how do you implement him? Is he going to give things back on defense? It might be like a J-Dub back in OKC situation where implementing can have some adverse effects early on in terms of the record and whatnot. But I do think for the ceiling of this team, he is valuable. But yeah, Phoenix are good.
Outside of Devin Booker, they don't really have any high-priced guys, right? They ended up getting off of Bradley Beal's contract. But outside of Devin Booker, they don't have any high-priced guys. So they got a bunch of guys that's playing for contracts. In the process of playing for contracts, you have a tendency to play a lot different. Now, one of the things that I found out in the league, one of the things that I found out in the NBA is if you can guard the long ball line, if you got athletes and you can rebound, you will be in games at the end of the game. And the Phoenix Suns got a closer in Devin Booker who will give them an opportunity to win. On top of that, and Ox can attest to this, and I ain't even grow up with Ox, but I think Ox is the ultimate hype man. I think Ox is the ultimate hype man when you're on the court. And I think Dylan Brooks is that hype man for Ryan Dunn. Dylan Brooks is in Ryan Dunn's ear. He can't score on you. You can stop him. Don't worry about him. And that filters down to the rest of the group. Same thing with Godwin. You stopped him before, you can stop him again. When you start hearing that starts to resonate now on the offensive side of the basketball. When Colin Gillespie knocks down an open shot, Book goes right back to him again, knock the next one down. And now you generate a confidence amongst this group. I feel like this group, they might be they might be a little bit overstating what they are. But in the end, this team together, I think their brand of basketball is what helps them win. Because again, they guard on the perimeter. I think they're one of the better defensive rebounding teams in the league, which means they don't give up a lot of second chance points. In addition to them being one of the better defensive rebounding teams, I love what I'm seeing from Mark. I love what I'm seeing from Mark Williams. Mark Williams is that presence in the paint that they didn't have last year. Mars, I know how you feel about Nick Richards. Mark Williams is a breath of fresh air. when it comes to Nick Richards. Absolutely. He's the complete opposite. I can go to him for a bucket. He's going to give me putbacks. He's going to run the floor. In addition to him running the floor, I got Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is the confidence guy. Dillon Brooks is the dude who, you swing on him and I'll jump in. Just all you got to do is don't worry about none of the other stuff. You just swing on him. As soon as you swing on him, I'm jumping in. And he'll knock down open shots. He's not going to back down from anybody. He's going to play defense as tough as you can possibly play defense. And I feel like that resonates throughout the crew. And because that's going on, I feel like this team is definitely viable. Now, in order to win a playoff series, as you know, real talk, teams scheme against your weaknesses. They do have a lot of weaknesses offensively. And I think teams are going to scheme against them. However, in a regular season setting, when I got to see Toronto on a Tuesday, and then I got to see Charlotte on Thursday, and then I got to see the Lakers on Saturday, we can win some ball games.
So Dillon Brooks is and always has been a good basketball player. And I think there's a lot of people out there that do got love for Dillon Brooks, but the Laker media cartel was doing their best to stifle that. You know what I'm saying? Because he poked the bear, and then there was, it's like, oh, you're not allowed to show Dillon Brooks any love because he went at Bron. But it's like that's at that point that's still LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think there was
he also played trash though.
There was a level of people that were that were saying, oh, you can't pretty much can't support Dillon Brooks because of that whole weird situation that was going on. You got cooked by LeBron James and talk shit. That, you know what? Like, so what? You know what I mean? That's LeBron James, right? Mm-hmm. But regardless of that situation right there, I think Dillon Brooks has always been a solid defender, and I think a solid basketball player all around. And I think he kind of got scapegoated with the whole Grizzlies debacle and all the things going on with Ja Morant and those guys. But it's good to see him still playing good basketball, though. Like Dillon Brooks is one of those very important players on a good basketball team.
Well, we had a conversation, Ox, about where Dillon Brooks would land when amongst the teams in the NBA, and I don't think we had 3 teams that he wouldn't start for. Right. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 teams that we weren't sure, but everybody else, like, they starting small forward right there.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the teams were that we decided he probably wouldn't.
I think it was the Knicks. We had it.
Because OG moves to the forward because Josh Hart was starting, so he would start with the Knicks. That's what we talked about.
And Mitchell Robinson would come off the bench. Yeah,
because that's the lineup they had. That. Man, Dillon Brooks is a solid basketball player, and he just I think you have an extra level of confidence when you're playing with somebody like Dillon Brooks.
So, Ron, where we are with this Phoenix team? I mean, if the season ended today, right? If the season ended today, they got to see Denver in round 1.
See ya. That's over.
No Jokic. Hey.
No Jokic.
No Jokic.
They got hurt. What are you talking about? They got hurt. The season ended today. Yeah, no Jokic.
The season ends today, Ox. We got Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson.
Aaron Gordon on a minutes restriction, mind you. Aaron Gordon on a minutes restriction.
Aaron Gordon on a minutes
restriction. If we're talking about no Jokic in there, it's Steven Stevens.
Christian Brown gonna have to play one game and then miss the next one because he coming back from the ankle.
I mean, we might have some action.
Somebody
who's the best shooting guard?
Johnson is out. Cam Johnson is out.
Who's the best shooting guard in that series?
Devin Booker, stop playing, Swiper.
What propaganda are you trying to push right now?
No propaganda. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, who would it be?
What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now, Swiper?
No problem.
But real quick, and I don't want to bring it back to this, but somebody said something in the chat, and so I just want to address it. We know who the better basketball player is. We know this, right? But as far as having just the overall impact on a winning basketball team, real talk, please don't do this, bro. Let's talk. Let's just talk, bro.
I think I know where this is going, and I don't want.
I mean, I'm just curious. I'm
serious. I'm lost.
Not only are you gonna listen, but you're gonna like it.
You're gonna like this, Mars. Yes, you are.
We're gonna let me see.
But for real, like for real though, for a guy that's always averaged around 20, always been a super high level defender, you know what I mean, and just brings that extra level of aggression and intensity to the basketball game. I mean, can't we see that this guy's impact on winning is super high, a high level of impact on winning basketball? Dillon Brooks.
That's it.
Yeah. While we know Kevin Durant has a much higher skill set, Is
It
there
went where I
is
thought
there
it was
no
going. Yeah, it went where I thought it was.
is there no way that we can see a different level of impact in the game when you bring that tenacity, when you bring that dog level on the floor? You know what I'm saying? When you're not super nonchalant about basketball. I just think
Are
that
you
there's been a
arguing
lot
if
of
Dylan
times,
Brooks has more winning impact than Kevin Durant?
not necessarily. I'm just bringing up just bringing it up. I'm just knocking, just want to talk.
I know who I would rather have.
I just want to talk. A guy. Because especially
Mars, can you
yeah, come
he asked
on,
you to
it's
open
like,
the door, Mars. He
you-
just asked you
you-
to crack the door. Can you crack
You know
the
what
door?
I'm
I've
saying?
told you so many times what would
Are
happen
you
if guys
are
get
you
knocked on the
prepared?
door.
Are you prepared for the return of Dylan Brooks? You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to talk. Just here to talk. I got some. I got
Shout out
some.
to
I
Dylan
got
Brooks,
some.
man.
I got some literature. I might want.
I'm not going to take
right.
away
You know what I'm
anything from what
saying?
Dylan Brooks has done this
not.
season. Shout out to Dylan Brooks. He's having a hell of a season. Really good scoring punch for the Suns. Obviously, the culture shift that everyone likes to allude to. Playing good defense. Shout out to Dylan Brooks, man. I'm not going to take anything away from him.
Right, but don't. So all I'm
Shout
saying
out
is
to Dylan Brooks, man. Shout out to Dylan Brooks, man.
When you bring that to your team, when you bring that level of, you know what I'm saying, intensity, like I'm saying, when you are that dog, when you raise the levels in here, it's like the levels have been raised on the basketball court. And that's you get when you get a super talented, super skilled, great basketball player that's just kind of super nonchalant about it and just goes about here, okay, I'm gonna shoot the ball, go move around. Or when you bring a guy that can produce,
is a nonchalant.
I think what Dylan Brooks
absolutely.
I think what Dylan Brooks has brought to the Suns has been great, and I'm not going to take anything.
Real talk.
Away.
Do you fight
Shout
that? Kevin Durant is absolutely nonchalant.
No, he is not.
I don't view Kevin as a nonchalant hooper. To me, that's more.
I don't know. The clip was just circulating of him throwing his
because he was
nonchalant people get frustrated. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I don't know Kevin Durant personally, but shout out to Dylan Brooks. What he's brought to the Suns, I think, has been great.
And we're also like Dylan Brooks has gotten better, but let's go back to 23 very quickly because people keep rewriting that story because Memphis got rid of him. Dylan Brooks was wearing a Laker jersey that whole series. Dylan Brooks was getting left wide open the entire series, couldn't hit a shot, couldn't throw a golf ball in the ocean. He played trash. It wasn't just, he was talking to LeBron.
Series, yeah.
He played.
He shot below 40% from the field for the year, to be fair.
Yes, he was he's gotten better as a scorer.
For the season, he shot below 40% from the field.
I'm talking about playing, but he didn't play bad that season.
No, he didn't play bad, but and then he went into the playoff
bad
series doing all the talking and shot 31% from the field.
Right. He might have had a bad series, but Dylan Brooks was not a bad basketball player that season.
Absolutely. Yeah, he wasn't a bad basketball player for sure. Yeah, the pendulum swung way too far on him, but he's improved mightily offensively in the last few years. This year, the post game is actually looking like a viable weapon, not something that Dylan Brooks goes to and you're like, oh god, here's another wasted possession. No, Dylan Brooks in the post, backing down smaller guards, is like a legitimate mismatch now. He's scoring, making fadeaway jump shots. He's not even shooting a three at a ridiculous clip. So it's not like, oh yeah, Dylan Brooks 40% three-point shooter. It's everything else. It's the mid-range stuff. It's the driving ability, the strength, the overpowering people. So Dylan Brooks has improved a lot offensively. So shout out to him.
He's brought
to the Suns. Also to y'all in the chat, I do remember. I absolutely do remember young Kevin Durant. Chat, I do. We're not talking about young Kevin Durant right now. I'm talking about 2026.
I mean, the impact on.
By the way, in Houston, Dylan Brooks got to play with Fred VanVleet at point guard. Just by the way, he got to play with the actual starting five. So.
Impact scoring impact is gonna more times than not, to the naked eye, outweigh the other stuff because the scoring impact is what shows up on the box score. So people are going to look at that and go, yo, he went for 35 or he did this. Let me finish because I know exactly where you guys are going. It's going to show up on the box score. So you don't get to see the stuff that doesn't show up on the box score. That doesn't mean that Dylan Brooks is more impactful because the way KD scores the basketball, the way KD impacts the basketball game as a scorer outweighs more than 90% of people who impact the game in other ways. No question about that. What I'm not going to do, though, is I'm not going to dismiss how Dylan Brooks has impacted the game for the Phoenix Suns because he's impacted the game for them mightily. That culture has changed over there. I feel like he's changed the confidence with them on defense. I feel like his confidence on offense, because he's actually getting more shots and more opportunities to score, has been risen. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, I know who Kevin Durant is when he steps on the floor. You have to just cancel out his production because you're not going to be able to stop him. That's just who Kevin Durant is. Pencil in 25 minimum. That's what he is. Whether it's 25 and 8 boards, 25 and 6 rebounds, 25 and 10 rebounds.
23 minimum.
So
no, because he just had 23 last night. Nice.
Okay,
23 minimum.
Around 23 to 25. And it's going to be loud too. So it's not going to be, because you always have to know where Kevin Durant is. Dillon Brooks, I mean, he's the kind of player in terms of a bucket getter where you're comfortable with him scoring. Like, if we're going to lose, we're comfortable with Dillon Brooks shooting the basketball. We're comfortable with Dillon Brooks being a bucket getter. We're comfortable with Dillon Brooks having the ball in his hands. KD, you're not nearly as comfortable with him doing that, because you know that at any point it could go to pieces for your group when he gets
That's
going.
a fact.
You know that.
That's a fact, too. Wait till late February when Jalen Green comes back in tip-top shape. Y'all going to see the Suns won this trade.
Jalen Green turned into a better player than Kevin Durant. Let's go. I'm gonna be here. But
I told you one of them's going this way, Morris. The other one's going this way. So
if Jalen Green can replicate his one and only full game of the season, oh yeah, that player's better than Kevin Durant.
That's what we have.
Oh man,
he had 29 in 23 minutes. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in late February when he's in tip-top shape, you know what I'm saying? When he's all the way solid.
I just
finding a way to talk about Dillon Brooks does not bring more winning value to your team than Kevin Wayne Durant. I can't even believe we're sitting here trying to.
I don't think anybody up here thinks
that's
that.
what Ox was
insinuating. I don't
think at him.
I do not think that. No, I don't. I don't think that. No, I don't think that Dillon Brooks brings more winning impact than KD does. No, I don't think that at all.
I don't know if I think that. I'm just saying it's worth looking at. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
It's worth looking at.
So how many games did the Rockets win last year?
Man, next
52,
chat,
52.
All right.
I'm sorry. I thought it was
Keep a close eye on that number 52. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
And the Suns won 36 if you can.
And how many wins do they have right now?
24.
Huh. All right. Well, speaking of the Phoenix Suns, y'all, before we move on and get to this top 5 comments of the week, I just got to ask you guys some Phoenix Suns questions. You guys should know what's coming. Do they win a playoff series?
I don't know about them winning no playoff series, but I know somebody up here better start talking to me about Julius Randle boxing up Wemby last night in the 4th. I bet you that. Somebody better start talking to me. I don't know who, but somebody better start talking.
We're not talking about that game yet, but it was
somebody
really
better start talking to me. I'm watching Julius Randle box Wemby ass up in the 4th last night.
I know that happened.
I know that. Now,
Who
as you were saying,
talk to? What was that? That was just a random out west.
Okay. That's what we do around here. We have random outbursts, and I'm old. From time to time, like I might have random outbursts. Yes, I do. And one of my random outbursts.
We're here now, chill. So let's talk about it.
I'm just saying. No, what was
the Minnesota Timberwolves? No. We're here.
No, we're off the Suns now.
We are off the Suns.
We're going somewhere else now.
Okay, so now we're going somewhere else.
Minnesota Timberwolves, San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards. Ant hits a game winner. Victor Wembanyama was cooking until the 4th quarter. What happened, fellas?
Well, I'm gonna steer this conversation.
Yeah,
right
you clearly got something to get.
Yeah, you clearly have things you want to go off your chest.
Yes, I do. And the reason why I do is because I heard my man Ox. My man Ox uses the term "little ass boy." That's the term he uses. Yeah, the term he uses is
boy.
Yeah, that's the term he uses. Little ass boy. And we literally just got talking about impacting winning as a bucket getter and in other spaces. So if my shot isn't falling, how else can I impact winning? Well, can I be a better ball handler? Can I be a better playmaker? Can I get on the glass? Well, one of the things I saw from Julius last night was something that I hadn't seen from him in the past. Normally a guy will just fade. He didn't do that. In fact, he brought the fight to Wemby. I can tell you what you're going to do, Wemby, if you're going to score. You're going to score buckets on me, and they're going to be hard as hell. I'm going to body you. I'm going to push you. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be in your jersey every time you have the basketball. I'm going to be underneath you. And he made it difficult on Wemby every time Wemby got the ball. On top of that, when we get late into the game, because Julius wasn't making shots, you know what else I can do? Because Mars and I have had this conversation, and Mars isn't particularly fond of him. I think Julius Randle is a glass cleaner. He got an offensive glass last night. He had some putbacks, which were huge when they were trying to get back in the game. And on top of that, he stepped aside and let Anthony Edwards and others take the game over, which is why they were able to sit Rudy up until I want to say like 4 minutes left. And then Rudy ends up getting the foul, which I almost snatched this TV off the wall, Ox, when Rudy got that foul. And the reason why, real talk, is because Wemby's coming across the lane. I'm a big guy. This is taught basketball 101. Ox, you ain't just going to let me run across the lane and get to the box.
Right.
You're not going to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to put your forearm in my chest. No foul. No foul, because Wemby, who's 175 pounds, fell over because he came across the lane and Rudy put that forearm in his chest. Foul. I'm like, I'm going to lose my mind because that's not a foul. But anyway, I appreciated what I saw from Julius last night as a guy who gave up buckets and replaced that with physicality. And in addition to physicality, he replaced that with dirty work. And that's why they ended up winning last night.
Yeah, they were. It was with 11-13 left in the fourth quarter. It was 85-74, and then by 3-13, whatever it was 96-96 all. And a part of that was because, to your point, I noted this on the show last night that he had 2 possessions on offensive rebounding where Stephon Castle was the weak side roller with him, and then he just like bullied Stephon Castle out the way, pump fake, put back on Wemby. But one of the things Wemby struggles with and continues to struggle with and probably will continue to struggle with until he figures it out, he doesn't do well with players that are smaller than him, that are way stronger than him, because he just can't get them off the spot. Even if he wants to do a turnaround, they're just like pushing him away from his spot. And Julius did that really well last night. And so he deserves a lot of credit. Him and Jaden deserve a lot of credit for the last few defensive possessions they had down the stretch of the game. And winning 104-103, especially the way that they did it, that was a really, really impressive win for the Wolves. And I think if I have my numbers correct, if I remember correctly, the Wolves have the most wins in the NBA since Thanksgiving, I believe. And so I think that matters a lot. Obviously, there's been injuries in the league that kind of helped that. But the Wolves still being able to bounce back like they have till they climb back up to where I want to say their current record is the Nuggets are 26-14. 13. I think the Wolves are 26-14 right now.
Yeah, they're a half game behind you guys.
Yeah, but the Nuggets have the tiebreaker, so it's really one game because they're 3-0 versus the Wolves this year. But for them to start where they were and then to be where they are now, like there's a real world where they end up at the top 3 seeds still. Like they've been that good this year.
They have been. Yes, they have.
You know what's funny about the Timberwolves? They never get talked about, in my opinion, how they should, which is consistently one of the better teams in the Western Conference. Like every time we talk about contenders in the West, even this season, the Thunder get brought up, Denver gets brought up, the Rockets get brought up, Spurs, because they've beat OKC recently twice or 3 times or whatever it is, get brought up. Minnesota's been in the Western Conference Finals the past 2 seasons for a reason. They're a really good team.
They're a game and a half off the 2 spot. Just so you know.
Exactly. They're a really good team. And Anthony Edwards just continues to get better as a basketball player. And so does Jaden McDaniels. And I think that duo on the wing, number one, Anthony Edwards, his scoring arsenal is off the charts. The way he was able to close that game, hitting pull-up shots, got that little, got Wemby out of position with the handle, bumped him off, kind of put him in the chamber, then hit the floater soft off the glass. Anthony Edwards, his growth as a passer, playmaker, and scorer, the growth of Jaden McDaniels, him being a more consistent offensive player. Dante DiVincenzo is finally starting to hit some shots. Because mind you, the reason why people always criticize Anthony Edwards, he doesn't average that many assists. Minnesota has been like bottom half of the league as far as 3-point percentage as a team. Dante's finally starting to hit some shots. They're a really good basketball team. And I think that we need to consider them one of the contenders in the Western Conference, period.
Yeah, well, real talk, this week, this Thursday, we are going to play our little tiers game. And we're going to see which teams are where in the NBA. So I'm curious to see where the Wolves are going to fall. Curious to see where the Spurs are going to fall. But real talk, I agree with you. I like the Wolves a lot. They clearly have a track record over this last couple seasons with Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. They're going to win with those three. And then you add Julius in. They won last year with Julius. So I'm like, we know with this core that they have that they can win. I just think that they're one piece away.
Can we be honest?
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't know what it is. I think they just need one upgrade. Could be a minor upgrade, could be a major upgrade.
I think they need one more ball handler. That's what I would say for them as a unit. Mike Conley isn't that. I don't think Dante DiVincenzo is that either when he's on the court with Ant. They use him more so for spacing than anything else. I think they need one more guard to replace Mike Conley and produce at that position. I think they'll be right there with anybody in the league.
Well, let's be honest. The reason, real talk, that people don't talk about this team being that good of a team is two people, Julius and Rudy. If Julius and Rudy wasn't on this team and it was two other guys on the crew and they was doing the same thing, this team would be a legit contender. But the fact that Julius is on the crew and Rudy is on the crew, yeah, well, I don't know, man. I mean, this team isn't very good. You can't play Julius at this point. Rudy Gobert can't score. He can't catch. The Mike Conley is old, which I think that's true. But I think that's the main issue that people have with this Minnesota team. Those two guys alone. Because if you take those two guys off the crew and you put two different guys on the crew and they still playing it the way they're playing, we'd be talking a lot differently about Minnesota than you'd hear a lot differently about Minnesota than you do now.
And I get the frustrations with Minnesota too, because I've started to watch a lot of Minnesota because Ant's my favorite player in the league now. And so
you keep switching.
Ant's my favorite player in the league now. So I watch a lot of the Minnesota games. And I will tell you, I understand frustrations from Minnesota fans. Because one game, they look like the best team in the league. And then another game, they go out there and get smacked by Atlanta. And it's like, wow, y'all suck. And like that, it's like this a lot with Minnesota.
They're a very emotional team. Yeah. And they're a very emotionally led. And like I said, I had the Wolves coming into the year. I think they're a top 4 team in the league. I think that they're going to continue to be that this year. I think they'd be the best team in the Eastern Conference at this point. They're just playing the West, and I think there's, they're a lot of this is going to be the same thing it's been for them the last 2 years. They got to get some luck on their side, I think, to make it through like in a playoff run. But I think they can legitimately be in the Western Conference Finals again. I mean, they're that good. Anthony Edwards is incredible. Rudy Gobert, as I've said, I think it's the most important player on the team because he makes it all work. Like, Ant can lift their offense, but they have to have their defensive anchor. They are a wildly different team when Rudy Gobert is out on the floor, like a much worse team. And so his viability to playoff series is going to matter. Jaden's been good this year. I mean, they just have really good roster, man. Julius Randle been balling for the most of this year. Yeah, Nas is good, man, but Nas, brother, he is a I don't even know how to describe him, man. He is a scorer. He's basically Jordan Clarkson for them. But he plays a big position and he's not a defender at all. Like he can space. He can go space cadet badly. And he can make some really bad decisions too. But when he's locked in, and particularly like versus matchup that he has a favorable advantage in, he's a really, really valuable player to play. And they do have a backup big. Somebody in the chat, they just don't play him a lot. It's the white boy they have. He's just as young. But he's good. Mars, how do you say his name?
What white boy?
Are you talking about Zakowski?
Yeah, he's good.
Berger is probably ahead of him.
Yeah. Berger is the one I like.
But yeah, I mean I like both of them, but Berger is like more fluid, more mobile. But yeah, they have options. I think just young options. On the Spurs side of things, their two young guards have been trash for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's not helping them. I think that's why they've been struggling recently. They need that 3 guards.
Last night either.
Yeah, Fox has been kind of up and down recently, but like they need that 3 guards to be playing at a high level.
Yeah.
To get this team to their ceiling, and that's kind of the issue when you're relying on young guys on a team that's trying to win. Dylan Harper hasn't been good for a while. Stephon Castle hasn't been good for a while. De'Aaron Fox has been up and down. And I think what makes them so unique and hard to guard is when you have all 3 of them as like viable threats offensively, who can dribble, drive, get feet in the paint. But recently they've just been bad. I think that coincides with, I think, their struggles as a team. So hopefully they can pick it up sooner rather than later.
Since
Bones Highland being their lead option off the bench, that's going to be tough for them, I think, when it matters.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham will be ready by then. Don't worry, Rob Dillingham will be ready.
Y'all, I'm running a poll right now, and I'm asking you guys, which team will make a deeper playoff run? The Minnesota Timberwolves or the San Antonio Spurs? I think this is an interesting one.
Good question.
You guys go vote on the poll and let us know. You guys want to chime in with that?
Well,
it's one of matchup dependent.
Yeah, the Wolves would play right now. They will play OKC in the second round. The Nuggets will play the Spurs in the second round. So that would just depend on
you. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, but I'm saying, like, as of right now, anything could fluctuate. The Spurs could stay at number 2. The Spurs and the Wolves could flip flop. Both teams could drop to the 4 and 5 seed. However, I'm saying if you had to put money on one team right now, going forward, who would go deeper in the playoffs? And that's all matchups included. Who basically is most playoff proof?
I'm putting my money on Minnesota. I just think that they have more ways to attack a team offensively. I just think the Spurs, come playoff time, it's going to be very interesting because I think you put a bigger wing on Wemby. And then I also think that if you have a rim protector on your team, you may end up putting him on potentially one of these guards for the Spurs, because I think that's going to end up being the weakness for their team is outside shooting on a consistent basis from their perimeter players. De'Aaron Fox is having a good 3-point shooting year. Even as a Fox fan, I don't look at Fox as a shooter like that. I don't look at Stephon Castle as some kind of knockdown shooter either. So it's going to be interesting. I think teams will find some ways to really, deter their offense from being efficient. And I think that'll be the death of them when it comes playoff time. But I think their defense will be elite in the playoffs.
Well, Swiper, the biggest problem when you have young players, you have extreme highs and then you have lows. And this time of the season is the time of the year where I've always felt like you're going to get a lot of those lulls. I think this is the time of the season where teams get separated. And to my point, Mars, I don't know if you know this, but since they beat Oklahoma City, they've lost 5 of their last 9, including 3 of their last 5 games since they beat Oklahoma City. They were riding a ridiculous high after they beat Oklahoma City. And that was almost like the championship for them. Like it kind of gave me the feeling like they thought because they beat Oklahoma City, both of those games, that, okay, we've arrived. The rest of the team, the rest of the league is put on notice. When in reality, the rest of the league was still looking at them like, we ain't impressed. Okay, y'all beat them, but y'all can't beat us. And they've really struggled. Castle has struggled with his jump shot. He struggled with his strong hand pull up. In addition to him struggling, I got to make sure I get his name right. It's Champagnie or Champagne? Champagne. I'm sorry. He had a stretch where he was shooting the ball really well, and then it kind of went the other way. Fox has been up and down. I don't know what it is with Fox because we get into the fourth, and he actually does well, but it's throughout the course of the game. It's almost like his shot is left.
Chill, it pisses me off. Chill. It's like he doesn't actually start trying to play basketball until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
It's like if you played like this 1 through 3, they'd probably be up 15 right now.
Really? To be honest with you, I watched them. I watched them, and Fox isn't nearly as aggressive. And I can appreciate pacing yourself. I can definitely appreciate that. But when you're having games where you're going against Western Conference teams or divisional opponents, like, we need to win. These are games that we need to win. And when you go up against a Minnesota team where this is a team that you could possibly see in the playoffs, like, that's a game that you have to win. And when you up, I want to say they were up 19 in the third. And I understand that the game is a game of runs. These are games that you have to win. Have to win. And I'm not buying the logic. You know, Wemby is on a minutes restriction. He played 8 minutes in the fourth. He played almost the whole fourth quarter.
De'Aaron Fox over his last 8 games is 8 of 53 from 3.
Yeah, see, that's not going to get it done.
Damn, De'Aaron.
That's not going to get it done.
But all right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and transition. Next up, we are about to get into our top 5 comments of the week, brought to us by none other than you beautiful people in the chat. Now, you know, we typically do our live shows and we typically have a pretty lively chat. And you guys do what you guys do in the chat. You guys go crazy. But there's certain people that can't watch the video live. They're not able to due to whatever's going on in their life. So they come back and rewatch the video and they leave comments on the video based on what we say in the video. And well, this is you guys, and this is for you guys. So let's go ahead and see who we have queued up for today, who left some memorable comments over this last week. The first comment that we have is from Football Fanatic 7777. Episode 731. Last week, Football Fanatic said, leave it to PC to jinx the Jazz. They just lost by 55 to the Hornets.
That is incredible.
Yeah, we're gonna jinx the Suns too. The Suns about to go on a losing streak. It's gonna be crazy. That's just what happens. That's what happens.
Losing to the Hornets isn't shameful, by the way. Hornets are a cool little team, man.
No, real talk. No.
No, they're hooping. They're hooping lately.
Yeah, when
No,
everyone is healthy, they're a cool little team.
No, that's not the point. Losing to the Hornets 150 to 95, that's shameful.
Yeah, that's
They just beat the Thunder by 30, didn't they?
In Oklahoma City too, by the way.
Man, y'all better stop, bro.
Yeah,
I want to say
77.
You guys just gonna
30
realize,
at
man,
one
when
point.
Musa Diabate play, the
Okay,
Hornets win,
okay.
man.
No,
You guys are
it's
gonna
not
realize it's
Musa
cool.
like that.
By the way,
It's
in the
not
last
Musa,
10
I guess,
games,
but
the
it's
last 10
cool.
games, the Hornets are just 5-5, but they're number one in net rating in the NBA because of blowouts. They're only 5-5, so take that with a grain of salt. But shout out, man.
The big three in Charlotte of LaMelo, Con, and Musa. Plus 23.6 net rating on the season. So obviously those are the pillars on the roster. You need to build around those three.
Yeah.
If you feel like adding in Brandon Miller for whatever reason, you feel like he brings something to the table. Plus 35 with all four of them. So they can be the core four if you want. And I'm pretty sure statistically, the Hornets 5 is actually like the best 5 in the league. I've seen that on Twitter. Minimum 70 minutes because they've only played exactly 70 minutes. But they're a plus 40 with Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Conkanipple, Musa Diabate, and LaMelo Ball.
Where do they rank offensively?
This is how you know these samples mean nothing. That 5-man lineup has a 146 offensive rating.
It's offensive all time.
Yeah, you know why that is, right? Musa Diabate offensive rebounds. Trying to tell you, man. That's Musa Diabate offensive rebounds right
Not Conkanipple and B.
No, their offensive rebounding percentage in those lineups, 39. Thank you very much. Which is an elite mark in the NBA. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
All right, fellas. The next
only
comment.
27%. Just putting it out there. So impact.
Shout out to Musa. More and Pep brings more to winning than.
Yeah, shit. Hey, Musa or KD? Who would you rather have?
Hey, I don't know. You tell me. Ron is frozen.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yes, of course he is.
He was saying Musa. That's what he was saying.
Yes, of course. So
don't worry, y'all. I got us.
You got Ox got us covered though. We're on such an L host.
Bro, I'm doing that all
Gregory Kirkland says having an argument with my guys, Tim Duncan versus Shaq. Me personally, I'm taking a Diesel. Puts pressure on defense and is a good rim protector.
So
I'm taking Shaq as well. I'm taking Shaq as well.
Tim Duncan put pressure on the defense is a good rim protector too. Actually,
let's take a vote. Who has Diesel? Okay. Wow. I
don't really think twice. No disrespect to Duncan, but
yeah, no doubt.
Chill. You have Tim Duncan better than Shaq?
Yeah.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy.
Be on family. Be on family.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's like, I know Shaq. He could have been so much more. I don't think it's crazy to say Tim Duncan over Shaq, but for me, yeah, I got Shaq, and I don't really. Yeah.
I don't care about.
I don't really hesitate.
Some people, they so good when they good. All them extra years Tim Duncan got. Hey, shouts out to him, I guess. You were 7 foot tall.
I keep trying to tell people that Tim Duncan longevity stuff is a gimmick, but
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like
we gonna get to the bottom of it one day, but that longevity stuff is a gimmick.
07,
when it comes to Tim Duncan, it's a gimmick.
Yeah, that longevity. Tim Duncan's longevity is gimmick longevity. Like the idea that his longevity just clears Shaq's. When Shaq came into the league, like Tim Duncan did, top 10, top 5, whatever you want to say, and he was all that until 2005. That's 13 years of top 5 player in the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal. Tim Duncan was not a top 5 player for 13 years. Shaq's longevity is more impressive.
So Tim Duncan was a top 5.
Cool,
So
he
Tim
was
Duncan came
anchoring
into
the
the
defense at 36. Cool, congratulations. Shaq was a top 5 player for over a decade. Tim Duncan wasn't. By 09, like, are we talking about Tim Duncan top 5? No. Like, so now.
So Shaq showed up in Shaq showed up in 92. So in 2007 or 2005.
He's still a top 5 player in the league.
He's still a top 5 player in year 13.
That's
so
when
Duncan
he came
showed
second in MVP voting, right?
He did come second in
Steve
MVP
Nash.
that year.
Yes, sir.
First year in Miami,
And Steve Nash. I want to make sure that I'm not Steve Nash. I'm sorry. Tim Duncan. He showed up in 98. 2008 is Tim Duncan still a top 5 player in the game? 2008. By 2008.
Kobe, Wade,
Chris
Paul, Dirk. KG better than Duncan by this point.
In 2008,
there we go. Oh wait, KG first year in Boston.
That's when he won
defensive MVP. KG.
That's when he won
defensive player KG. So he better than Tim Duncan.
So, and the year before that, when they won the NBA championship in 2007 for the third time,
that's what you asked about. You ain't asked about 07. You asked about 08.
Okay, so correct. That would be 9 years.
Chris Paul, KG, Dirk, Bron, Kobe. That's 5 right there. D Wade, another one. Tim Duncan, and that's year 10. Tim Duncan. We went to year 13 for Shaq. So point proven.
Even with that,
shout out to Tim Duncan's little gimmick longevity. It's cool. It's cute.
No, it's not gimmick. I don't think it's a gimmick, and the reason why I don't think it's a gimmick is because of how he changed his game. I think Shaq is a better. I think Shaq is
gimmick is obviously me. I'm saying that in jest.
The
clip's already done. The clip's already secured. I'm cool. I can accept TikTok, whatever. The point is, Tim Duncan's longevity is he wasn't producing the top 5 elite value for as long as people like to say. It was like once you get past like 07, 08, it's like Tim Duncan's cool. Like he's still a good player, still a defensive anchor, all that stuff, but the offense just completely tapers off. Tim Duncan's not that same level of guy anymore. That's what I'm saying. So when we're like, oh, Tim Duncan's longevity, it's like, yeah, he played so long, but he wasn't producing like the elite value that you expect from a player of top 10 all-time caliber to be attributing that to longevity. In my humble opinion, that's what I'm saying.
So when I think about Tim Duncan okay, sure that they lose in the playoffs in 2010. I want to say that he had the knee injury and they lose to Memphis in
2011. But yeah,
was it 2011? I'm sorry, 2011. They end up
losing to an 8 seed. Yeah,
they ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, he's still. If you think about him, to your point, you're talking about Shaq being the top 5 player in the game. Tim Duncan had changed his game, and Tim Duncan has changed his game because of the emergence of Tony Parker. Tim Duncan had changed
because he was declining.
Well, no. Now, there's a difference between declining and preserving. Those two things are not the same thing. No. So Shaq was also declining, but didn't change his game. No. Tim Duncan, on the other hand, because he was, to your point, declining, he changed his game, which preserved him to play longer at a higher level. Now, I can appreciate the logic of Shaq still being a top 5 player in 2004, in 2005, right? I can appreciate that. But Tim Duncan, when he changed his game to be more of a defensive anchor, but still be a bucket getter, but you still can run the offense through him and still be a high-value offensive player, and still at that point in 2010 being arguably a top 5 defender in the game, which is something that Shaq wasn't at that point. I mean, I have to consider Tim Duncan in terms of his longevity because he was still doing that when we even get deeper into his career. So when we get to 2012, when we get to 2013, when we're competing for NBA championships, he's still doing that, playing at that high level defensively, but still being viable on offense. And when I say viable, I don't mean that he's just a throw-in. No, I mean that he's viable enough where we can still run offense through him. He could still be a 17, 18-game bucket getter at that point. And in the playoffs, it can go up. But I think that what changed was the fact that, and I have to commend Tim Duncan for this, the fact that Tony Parker emerged into what he emerged to, the fact that Ginobili emerged into what he emerged into, and for him to take that step back and be more of an anchor on defense, be more of a hub on offense, be more of a pick and pop big and let these guys shine the way that they did. I mean, I think that says a lot about Tim Duncan in his game at that point in terms of longevity.
I'm not saying
nobody is saying that he wasn't an impactful winning player past.
He was Dylan Brooks. That's what he was Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
He's culture changer.
He was a good player. He was an impactful player, absolutely. But to me, in Mars, that doesn't usurp Shaq's 13 years of dominance. It just doesn't. To me, Shaq was at their best. I think Shaq is clearly better than Tim Duncan. I think. Do you agree, Chill?
2000 to 2002. In 2003, we could have a real conversation about Duncan being better than him. A real conversation about Tim Duncan being better. But from 2000,
Duncan could be better than 03 Shaq.
From 2000 to 2002, there's a gap. I'm not going to argue that point. Yes, there's definitely there's a gap. Yes.
And so Shaq,
even though Tim Duncan was awesome during that time, I want to make sure that we clear. He was a top 3 player, top 2, top 3 player during that time.
Yeah, Tim Duncan was great, absolutely. But Shaq hit higher heights, and to me and Mars, we think he sustained that level of play long enough to overdo Tim Duncan's Rudy Gobert year.
Did he? But did he hit the heights that he hit? So would you rather it be this for 3 years as opposed to this for 8 years? Because that's what I felt like. That's what Tim Duncan was. I felt like Tim Duncan. I would
argue Tim Duncan's peak was even shorter lived than Shaq's.
You think so?
Tim Duncan, 02 and 03, Tim Duncan isn't replicated outside of 02 and 03.
Is that peak?
What other years does he have like that?
Is that? But here's the difference, though. And again, I'm glad you brought that up, Mars, because after I think that was around the emergence of Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. When those guys
played next to Kobe Bryant,
and exactly. So that's the point. Chill. If you're still that level of offensive player, it doesn't matter who's emerging around you. The offense is still going to be ran through you because you're that level of offensive player.
Which it was ran through Tim Duncan still, but Tony Parker had the ball more, and Tony Parker being a better downhill guy.
Get to like 09, that to me that offense is not ran through Tim Duncan anymore. We're starting to get way more pick and roll with Tony Parker, and that's actually when he started having like career years in the regular season.
But I'm thinking like around, but after the year after they won the championship in 2005, right? The year after they won the championship in 2005, Tony Parker I felt like he had gotten outplayed by Chauncey Billups. However, then after that next year, I felt like he started to get better. And then Tim Duncan, who was still playing at a top 5 level at that point, 2006, 2007, I still felt like he was playing at that level, losing to Dallas, losing to who did they lose to in 07? But I still felt like I still felt like offensively.
07, they didn't lose. They won the
NBA championship. That's right.
Yeah, 07,
And I still felt like he was playing at that level. Shaq, on the other hand, to your point, yes, he was playing with Kobe Bryant, and it was the butting of the heads. Tim Duncan didn't do that. Tim Duncan actually stepped aside and let Tony Parker be Tony Parker while still playing at a high level.
Yeah, but I guess my point is that Shaq isn't stepping aside for Tony Parker in 2001
and Tony Parker knows that Shaq ain't stepping aside.
Yeah, and Tony
Parker, there's levels to this game.
And Tim Duncan didn't step aside for Tony Parker at the height of it. No, he stepped aside.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. His peak was short lived. That's what I'm saying.
But he still was.
Tim Duncan stepped aside when he was declining. And guess what Shaq did when he was declining? He stepped aside for D Wade. Because when you're declining, you step aside. Shaq at the peak of his power was 2000 to 2002.
Yeah.
That's the best Shaq ever was. If you want to do single season, it was 2000. But 01 and 02, when Kobe starts ascending and emerging, Shaq is still Shaq. That's what he is. Tim Duncan's peak 02, 03. If you want to throw 04 in there, I would listen. I would probably agree with you.
Yep.
So those 3 years, quite clearly, in my opinion, Shaq from 2000 to 2002 is better than Tim Duncan from 02 to 04. Then once you start getting years beyond that, it's like Tim Duncan is steadily getting worse year after year. 05 Tim Duncan is probably the last year of peak Tim Duncan. 06, 07, 08 Tim Duncan is not even close to peak Tim Duncan. The same way that 04 and 03 Shaq isn't close to peak Shaq. Like the idea that Tim Duncan just kept his peak level for longer, I don't agree with. Like his peak, once he started dealing with knee injuries and he started dealing with what he was dealing with a foot injury in the 05 playoffs. Once he started dealing with those things, he declined too. Like Shaq's peak and Tim Duncan's peak were quite similar in length, and then their primes were also Shaq's was probably longer in terms of being a top 5 caliber player. What Tim Duncan has is that he was effective beyond his prime in a way that Shaq wasn't. And I think that's a testament to longevity. That means something. I'm not saying the only thing that matters in conversations are how good were you elite. I mean, how long were you elite? Tim Duncan being productive from 09 to 2012 before this freak emergence again in 2013, where he just ramped back up to a top 10 player. I don't know what happened, but Tim Duncan in 2013 just became a top 10 player again. Shout out to him. And Shaq didn't have that. Shaq didn't have that when he was going to Cleveland and Phoenix. He wasn't producing like that. So that's a credit to Tim Duncan. But Shaq, from both of them from day one, both of them were top 5 players from day one, at worst like 7th in the league. Shaq maintained that.
Let's wrap this one up after you're done, Marcel.
Shaq maintained that until 05. Tim Duncan maintained that until about, we'll say 07, the last championship. And then he's no longer a top 5 guy until the end of his career. So, like, I don't think there's a major longevity gap to be like, I'm going to take Tim Duncan because of the longevity, when I don't think that longevity gap really exists. And Shaq clearly peaked higher and had a longer prime, in my opinion. So
I would also think I would say that Shaq, because they both Tim and him hit the ground running. I would even say Shaq was better early too, in my opinion. Like 92 to
he wasn't better than
99.
Year 2 Shaq wasn't better than year 2 Duncan. No, he wasn't.
No, sir.
One won a championship, one didn't. You know.
Let's take that.
It's not about just winning a championship. Tim Duncan came. Tim Duncan was nasty.
Oh
Shaq
no, he was.
Shaq was.
I mean, Shaq came in year 2 averaging like 30. So I mean,
yeah,
Shaq was ridiculous.
29, 13, 3 blocks. I guess
Shaq was ridiculous, but Tim Duncan was something else. But I enjoyed this debate going back and forth. I think these are two players that are so great. I mean, I got Tim Duncan 3 and Shaq 4 or 5, so it's like they're right next to each other as far as I'm concerned. So that was a great conversation. If we didn't have so many super chats to get through, I could have listened to that for another 30 minutes. Honestly, two of my favorite players. Hunter TV said David Adelman needs to be in Coach of the Year talks. What he has done to help this team so far this year with all the injuries and new personnel shouldn't go overlooked. Also, that Bucks team is some hot garbage.
There's a difference between being in Coach of the Year talks and being higher in it. And to be honest with you, I can agree with that, Swiper. I can get with David Adelman for what's been going on with that Denver team, having Joker out of the lineup, having Aaron Gordon out of the lineup for 2 months. But I think that the Coach of the Year today is Mazzulla in Boston for what he's done with that group, for what he's done with that group, to lose 4 of your 5 main cogs and to continue the same system and to be just as productive with new guys. It's not like he's got the same guys. He's got different guys. I mean, I got Luka Garza. I got Anthony Simons. Right, and I like Luka Garza, Mars. Let's be clear about this. But Luka Garza is a rotation guy. But I really like Luka Garza, and he's got the Spanish kid Hernandez, and they still at the top of the league in long ball shooting. They still at the top of the league in defense. They still are one of the better.
Denver's better though at long ball shooting.
Okay, the reason why Denver is better is because
Jokic hasn't been here.
No, but here's the thing. Just before Jokic tore his knee up, well, he didn't tear his knee up, but before he strained his knee, he hadn't missed a game. So that was 2 weeks ago. So
you realize that's going to be every reason why no coach ever wins Coach of the Year when they're coaching Jokic. So they'll always have that excuse.
No, because
Jokic doesn't miss time?
No, that you have Jokic. That's why Malone never finished top 3. Like this, it's the same thing with LeBron, except for the 1 year that Mike won it in 2009. Yeah.
So schematically, because I'm not going to pretend I've watched every game since Jokic has been up, so I'm going to Swiper. What's changed? Like, because obviously you have to adjust when Jokic ain't there, and Jamal Murray's been missing some of these games, and Aaron Gordon on this. So schematically, what are Denver doing differently to still have success?
Well, I want to be fair to Adam, and he actually changed the offense up to when Jokic was here. They've been running higher and generating more 3-pointers this year, in part because of personnel. But one of the things that he's done that I think that he hadn't got a lot of credit for is particularly with Cam Johnson, and then it switched to Peyton Watson. He would run this. Basically, they run this long form pin down DHO where they have basically you run a long DHO, and then the ball handler will go set a screen for Cam Johnson. The Cam Johnson runs up off of the pin down and turns into a DHO, turns into a pick and roll, and then it opens the floor up into like this like middle of the floor pick and roll opportunity with the corner. He's brought in Zeke Naji, Deron Holmes, or whoever the big's in. They play at the nail. They're running DHO pin down actions off of the nail area. Like he's increased the amount of 3-point looks they're getting just generated based off of basic actions. Because what they used to do, they created 3-point opportunities for the corner and they created opportunities at the rim with Malone. But they are creating more above the break threes than they did even last year. And it's not just out of typical doubles with Jokic either. Also, it does matter that defensively that he's, I think, utilized his personnel in ways that, you know, I just think Malone just didn't feel like he had the ability to. And I think, you know, even with Jalen Pickett, who's a second-round pick, Hunter Tyson, who's a second-round pick, obviously Peyton Watson having a career year, I don't think is an accident with David Adelman. I think he's empowered more of the team. I think I told you, Mars, in the preseason that one of the things David Adelman did is he gave Peyton Watson ball handling responsibilities versus the Clippers in the preseason because they knew they needed an additional ball handler and they knew they needed to get Peyton Watson up to speed in case they play versus OKC again. And Murray can't bring the ball up the floor. AG can't bring the ball up the floor. And if Cam Johnson can't. And they started to open up the offense to allow for other people to be able to flourish. Now, Jokic's numbers are insane. But so, like, obviously that helps, like, you know, for everyone else on the floor. But Tim Hardaway Jr. has not just, like, gotten a green light, but he's basically, like, allowed for Tim Hardaway Jr. to always have at least one screen being set for him at every single opportunity. And he's currently shooting the best he's ever shot in his career. And I think a lot of that is Jokic, but it's also like because of David Adelman, just how he's opened the floor up for him. I think the zone, obviously stuff they were doing with the 2-3, they've actually become pretty good at it. I think they implemented a lot of different coverages, especially just how they're showing, recovering, hedging, drop. I mean, they literally have displayed it all in terms of switching and stuff as well. I also just think like they're just allowing for, even without Jokic, they're not a good offense or a good defense in the last 7 games they play without Jokic. Like at all. They're like mid across the board. But what they are doing is that in clutch situations, they're putting so much pressure on you and limiting turnovers that by the time they get to the fourth quarter, they feel like they can beat you down the stretch of a game. They did the same thing to the Raptors. They did the same thing to the Celtics. And they just did the same thing to the Bucks yesterday as well. It's just, I think they've just changed up their philosophy to be less reliant on like super high volume passing plays, which their assists are down. And so they're then saying that we're going to turn down the turnovers with that as well, which creates more opportunity for you to score and not to have like a lot of leak outs and run outs and all that kind of stuff.
So can I use that same logic with with Joe Mazzulla in terms of his style of play? So I got a bunch of new guys who aren't.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of new guys who aren't accustomed to the system. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to speed this thing up. That's why they play with one of the slowest paces in the league. I want to make sure that guys are in position to be where they can be the most effective offensively, which would explain why they don't run as nearly as much as they did when Jason Tatum was on the crew, when Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were playing, when Al Horford and those guys were playing, because they were creating turnovers, even though they are doing that now. But I think that the game was a lot more controlled offensively.
They were 29th in pace last year. They're 30th in pace this year.
Okay, so that means they go slower.
Yeah, but here's the difference. And the year that they won the NBA championship, I think they were 21. And you had ball handlers that I feel like you can trust more than you do now.
They were 18th in pace that year, or 19th.
I thought they were 21. I'm sorry. I knew they were around that.
Close enough. Yeah, close enough.
Something like that. And again, because I think that was guys that you can trust with the basketball. We can play faster. In addition to us playing faster, we can get guys that can get quick hits. We don't really have as much as that. We don't really have as much of that as we did back then. So because we don't have as much of that, we have to be more controlled on offense. We have to be more precise on offense, which would explain why Jaylen Brown, when he gets in transition, he's more of a one-on-one guy, because that's why I think he trusts the most. In addition to him,
47% of their shots from threes this year.
They still
53 last year. They're shooting.
They still shoot the three. I'm not arguing that point. I'm not arguing that point that they still shoot. I'm not arguing that the point that they don't shoot the three, because they still shoot the three. They still move the basketball. But who do they trust the most in this offense? They trust Derek White because he's there. They trust Jaylen Brown. They trust Pritchard. Sam Hauser, who was also a rotation guy, I don't think that they trust him as much as they would when we had the other guys, because I think that he was looking at a lot. I think he was looking at a lot more open looks than he would previous to this, right? So with that being said, what Joe Mazzulla has done with this Celtic team defensively, there's a lot of switching. There's a lot more gang rebounding going on with them. I feel like Kada is been controlling the glass a lot more effectively than he did in the past, and I think that's really helped their defense. In addition to him doing
your
that,
biggest reason why you think that David Adelman shouldn't be in front of Mazzulla because one of them is coaching Jokic, though.
That's not why. No,
the Nuggets have the best offense of all time right now.
I didn't say what. So why didn't I say that about Oklahoma City last year when they
Boston are number 2 in offense, right?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, to be fair, the Nuggets they were like a 125 when Jokic was there, so they dropped to like a 23 in the last 7 games or something like that. So
125, 123, same.
That's a huge difference.
Pretty close.
That sounds the same.
MP13 says, Swiper, can MPJ pick up Golden State's offensive scheme? You know he can convert, but the process is what I'm curious about. I remember his struggle with positioning in Denver's defensive scheme at times.
Yeah, he'll pick up the offensive stuff really well. Yeah, MPJ's a space cadet at times. That's like he just does that. Jokic would yell at him, not
all
a lot.
The time. Yes, he did.
I mean,
Jokic, he stayed on his
it wasn't a lot. I want to like gas it. But it was enough to where in a playoff series, for instance, like there was a play I remember very particularly. They went to a 2-3 versus Oklahoma City. MPJ is supposed to be the low man in front of the Nuggets bench, and SGA gets into the middle of the floor. MPJ is like staring at SGA, no backside awareness at all, and they get an alley-oop from the Chet lob, and Jokic and Murray and everybody turns around and they just stare at Porter, and Porter just like puts his head down and like runs down the floor. He will do that, but it's just it's an offset. It's like you're gonna get elite scoring, and most of the times, good rebounding, really good size positionally, but just don't expect him in the playoffs to just have great playoff series every time. Like I said, in a series he played in Denver, and this is post 2020, I will say that he has played one Wolves in 23, Suns in 23, Lakers in 23 was like fairly good. Heat, not great series. But then he had the series versus the Lakers in 2024 where he was phenomenal, but he was horrible in the Wolves series in 24. And then he had, he just bricked like a lot healthy. And then 25, he hurt his shoulder, so he was okay in the Clipper series, not great in the OKC series. You're not going to get a lot of great series out of Porter.
He really shouldn't have, Ox, to your point. Even have been out there. He could hardly lift his arm.
He's a dog. He'll fight, though. Like, he will fight through pain. Like, I'll never take that away from him.
I mean, for him just being in the NBA, it shows how much dog he got in him,
Yeah.
Tupac West Side. Yeah, I like what MPJ is doing in Brooklyn, but if he goes to a contender, I think they'll primarily put him in his Denver role.
Like, well, what do you expect? What I'm trying to make sense of is, like, when these guys go to other teams and, like, you see what MPJ is doing, do you expect MPJ to go to a contender and be the man? Because he's not that good. I'm not saying that he's not good. He's not that good. He's a piece. He's a player that you plug in. But he's not that good. No, he's not.
It seemed like, after somebody goes to Brooklyn and inflates their stats a little bit, the perception around that player like changes. We kind of saw that from Mikal Bridges. It was like, oh my goodness, is Mikal Bridges now good enough offensively and as a scorer to be like, maybe not your number one, but like your number two on a playoff or championship team? And it's like, no, he goes to the Knicks and now he's like the fourth option. And that's probably around where he should be. It's going to be the same thing with Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is having a career year in Brooklyn. However, he's in Brooklyn. And as Ox always says, somebody got to score the ball in Brooklyn. I mean, and he's one of them alongside Cam Thomas. So when he goes to an actual team that already probably has a number one and two, he's going to be third down. And that's going to be fine because his skill set aligns with that anyway.
Hey, you know what? Though, real talk, if they could make it happen, if they could afford it, I would like to see MPJ in Golden State.
That would be cool. Because the thing is, he makes a lot of money, and they already have to pay Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. So I just don't know if you get MPJ, you probably deplete your roster. But as far as just the basketball fit outs, I do really like that because
did the Golden State Warriors fail Curry?
Best shooters in the world.
Did they what?
Jimmy
did the Golden State Warriors did they fail Curry?
They built the greatest team of all time around him.
I ain't talking about like where we are now. I'm talking about in his later years.
No, they won a title when they shouldn't have won a
They
title.
won a championship
2022.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
James Wiseman just turned out to be a bum.
No, that was a bad pick. Yeah, that was a bad pick.
They had
I
Moses
think they
Moody, who was the
made
seventh overall
made
pick.
bad decisions over the last few years. So I don't think they've maximized these last few years of Steph Curry, but I'm not going to say they failed Steph based on everything that has happened throughout.
I don't know how many players have had more help than Steph Curry in their career.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know how many players have had more a better franchise around them or supporting them ever in the history of the game. So absolutely not. That has been a narrative that's starting to go around a little bit, and I'm going to denounce it every single time I hear it. Golden State Warriors have done a phenomenal job.
They drafted.
I
Jordan
also still
Poole.
think them getting Jimmy Butler was a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they traded for Jimmy Butler. They drafted Jordan Poole. They drafted Draymond Green. They drafted Klay Thompson. They got, they got the mid-range midi himself after a career-altering injury. They obviously got KD. Like, they got all up and down the roster. They got Gary Payton II for the title run.
They got Andre
Iguodala.
They got they drafted Harrison Barnes, who was
2022. They had Andrew Wiggins on the roster. They traded for D'Lo.
Leandro Barbosa.
Yeah, I mean, they had all those players.
Yeah,
they've had so
over
many
these last
players.
couple of years. Let me rephrase the question. Then over these last couple of years, since they won the
just got
championship,
Jimmy Butler. They literally went and got Jimmy for almost nothing.
They just got Jimmy last year, and there's
Wiggins
a subsection of people who believe if Steph doesn't get hurt in the playoffs last year, they beat Minnesota.
I was not,
which means they believe that Golden State will go into the conference finals last year with the help that they got Steph Curry. So,
I wanted to pick Minnesota so bad, real talk, but it was that damn Curry that wouldn't let me do it. And when he got hurt, I was like, this series is over. But it was before he got hurt.
Yeah, that was
before he got hurt. I wanted to pick Minnesota so bad, but I was like, I'm not picking against him. I can't do it. Nope, I can't.
Masinko G. Ox went from participation trophy era to praising losing in the first round. W character arc. What team was that I was talking about?
I don't know what that means.
The Clippers. That was the Clippers thing. I didn't praise losing. Real Talk said they're gonna lose the first round. I was just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, but you praising the team.
What do you want me to do?
Struggling to make the play-in, though. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think they're gonna struggle. Like, that's why I said there's so many games left to play.
Who they just beat? Detroit with no Cade?
I don't know. Y'all,
they did.
Shit,
I
didn't watch no basketball.
You don't get half a win for beating a team that doesn't play their best player.
Whatever.
Thanks, Mars. Yeah, so I didn't even know who they played this weekend.
Yeah, they beat Detroit. Leonard did not go for 55, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Real talk. When Chill says, if the season ends today, this team will be playing this team. Y'all do know that the season doesn't really end today, right?
It does not.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, boys? Like, I'm trying. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the season's not.
We still got we still got like 4 more months before the season ends. Yes.
Yeah. We got
a lot of time.
Chill, relax.
Yeah,
look Kawhi do this, man. Y'all
We're about halfway through. I'm perching halfway. Yeah.
Be easy, man. Be easy. Hoops never stops. I was watching Big O tape yesterday. Where does he rank all time amongst PGs?
I can tell you where everyone has him ranked. I can tell you. For me, he ranks 5th. For Chill, he ranks 6th. For Real Talk, he ranks 4th. For Ox, he ranks 7th. And for Swiper, he ranks 4th. That's where he ranks.
And
thank you,
for me, he's top 5. Take Curry out.
I'm not going to do that. No. So
yes, you are going to do that, Mark.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Are you saying Steph Curry is on a top 5?
We're not doing the Steph's not a point guard gimmick. We are leaving the Steph's not a point guard gimmick in 2025. We are not having this conversation.
What we have right here, what Mars has right here is when people ask where do we have this person, that person ranked, Mars has concrete evidence, and that's how you blow through a super chat. Good job, Mars.
No problem.
Howdy 789. KPJ, one of the worst players I've ever laid eyes on. Giannis was a plus 16 in a 4-point loss to the Nuggets G League team. Free my guy.
I've come to the conclusion. I don't think, because I've been harsh on Kevin Porter Jr. in the past. I don't think Kevin Porter Jr. is a bad basketball player. I think he's really talented. I just don't like his brand of basketball. That's the conclusion I've come to. I just think he dribbles the air out of the ball. And I'm not a big fan of that play style, especially when you're.
I just don't know how you watch this Bucks team and say like they're a good team. And I know people are really high on Giannis, and like a lot of this is about being a player fan, and so I get it. It's always tough to hear bad news, but that team is small. They're not physical. They're not athletic. They're not fast. They have like KPJ, Ryan Rollins, cool. Those are backup guards on elite teams in the Western Conference. I think that like. Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench, cool. Miles Turner, good starting center. I like Miles. Now, he had a sickness, like Jamal Murray missed because he has a sickness yesterday as well. There's a flu going around the NBA. It's like a bunch of people are getting it. But that team they're not anything chill. And for somebody who loves like tough, grinded out basketball, they don't have any of those players in that roster. None of it.
They don't have any of that. But here's the thing, though.
With the same girls, they're all getting sick and shit. Man.
Here's the thing, though, Swiper.
Well,
I would have loved
that. If you play against each other all the time, like, and you got one person's sick, everybody's gonna get sick.
Usually when
it's like when you and Ron used to, have to
a team goes the other way.
Like both of y'all get sick.
Usually when a team goes the other way, they go to
corny jokes. Nigga.
The team goes the other way because your best player. The whole thing is
they weren't good with him either yesterday.
Yes, they were. They were a good team when Giannis before Giannis got hurt.
No, but chill. What I'm saying is, I think for you, your soul.
Yeah, but the Bulls started the season one like.
Yeah,
no.
But chill. But I think the problem is when you.
It's not the difference is the team employed Giannis. Like,
yeah,
it's not that the team was actually good. Like,
yeah,
I have faith that this team.
And I think that
he made them decent, and they're still decent. That's what they are. They're decent. They're okay. They're not good. They're not great. They're not terrible.
Sure, but I don't know. I don't know why you get so lost in like this thing. They don't have any high level players. KPJ would not be starting on any of these teams in the West.
Respect Ryan Rollins, please.
None of them. They would not. They wouldn't be starters. They don't have one.
KPJ Michael would be starting in Minnesota, maybe potentially. Because
Ryan Rollins is better than KPJ.
Ryan Rollins also maybe.
I don't think he'd be starting in Minnesota. I think Dante's better, obviously, for me. But I think he
wouldn't
be starting on the Lakers. He wouldn't be starting on the Rockets. He wouldn't be starting on Denver. Obviously.
KPJ wouldn't start on the Rockets.
The Rockets just started Aaron Holiday last night.
Well, I mean, yeah, injuries.
These teams need point guards.
Yeah. I mean, I personally wouldn't start him.
But I think the biggest issue with the Bucks, they don't help themselves. They don't. Offensive rebounds and they don't force turnovers.
Very limited. They
so
don't
they're not doing like they put themselves in a position where they have to like shoot really well to win games because contrary to popular belief, they employ Giannis and they're one of the worst transition offenses in the NBA. They literally make the game as hard as possible in themselves. They make the game a full half court game. They don't maximize possessions. They don't get offensive rebounds. No one on the team outside of Giannis can rebound. They don't force turnovers. They just make the game way more difficult than it needs to be. And that's their biggest issue, in my opinion.
Well, one of the main reasons why they are, to your point, Mars, one of the worst transition teams because nobody can run with Giannis. They don't have those athletes like they had in the past. That's number one.
But Doc Rivers also sucks.
Well, so Cole Anthony has played himself out of the lineup.
The Bucks are lost in transition.
I told y'all Cole Anthony was a bum.
Cole Anthony started the season really good.
Drink more water. This is why listening is imperative. I literally started the spiel off. I said they're not physical. They can't guard. They can't play defense. And literally, if you out scheme them, they can't counter. Doc Rivers is a very basic coach. The Nuggets had 4 starters out yesterday, and they look like a completely different, well-oiled machine as opposed to the Bucks. And the Bucks, by the way, they beat the Lakers. But real talk knows if Luka has a normal game and doesn't play himself out of the game for 4 quarters, they win the game. That's simple. Like they had so many opportunities to win the game, and they lost. When you play the Bucks, and especially Doc Rivers, if you outcoach Doc Rivers, which doesn't take a lot, and then you out physical and out rebound that team, you're cooked.
But I think the point that Chill is trying to make, and I too was somebody saying before the season, like I think that the Bucks can be decent. They're a cool team with Giannis on the court. I think the idea around having another 5 that could rim protect and shoot a 3 like Miles Turner to replace Brook Lopez, you're getting KPJ back. You're kind of going to point Giannis a little bit. You're having Giannis handle the ball. Like I got the idea, and to me and Chill, well, at least what I was saying was, I think they can win some basketball games in the regular season. I do think this is still an underwhelming team in totality. I do think Giannis still needs to leave Milwaukee, but like the tone you were talking about the Bucks swipe was like they're trash.
In New Orleans.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. No, not you, Real Talk. I'm talking to Chill. I said that the Spurs were better than them coming into the season. Okay. That's what happened. Yeah. That I said they were not a top 14 team in the league. That's what I said, and then there was massive pushback on that. No, okay, so they're not that. I don't think. I think they're mid at best.
And
they're mid.
Okay, so with them,
you said they were top 10, and we had all these arguments about it going into the year. Yeah, you literally said they were top 10.
Okay, what I said was I thought that they were a 5-6 seed.
Which is top 10.
If Giannis is it really?
Not necessarily, because you can say there's 9 teams in the West better.
Right.
Okay, but there aren't 9 teams. I'm saying there's not actually 9 teams in the West better than them.
So before Giannis goes out of the lineup, they were winning. They were playing a brand of basketball that was working. You were looking at,
so were the Bulls, so were Portland. Great, yeah, great start to the year.
The Bulls didn't have Giannis.
It's not the same as losing your best player. Obviously,
yeah, but they're not.
The Bucks are playing the same brand as they did before Giannis went out, and they're losing now.
They have the 5th easiest schedule to start the year off so far, y'all.
In the 8 games that Giannis has been back, to me and Chill's point, they're 5-3. They're above 500. They're winning games, and I think
they're decent. They're decent.
Yeah, I think
which is all I was saying.
We're all kind of saying the same thing. It's just we're using different ways to get to the same conclusion. Basically,
mid is a negative term for some people. Mid is a good term for others. They're mid.
I thought that they were an average team in the East. I thought that they were a playoff. I thought that they were.
They're not even close to a playoff team.
I thought they were right outside. See, this is what I'm talking about, Swiper.
They're going to get rolled in the playoffs if they play in the playoffs.
You know what? Not close.
Well, yeah, because they're not going to have home court because they've put themselves in a hole. So they're going to end up playing like the Pistons or the Knicks,
and they're going to get fried.
Yeah, who are obviously better than them, but like. And obviously the playoffs don't work.
I said the Raptors were better.
Team, maybe they
remember me? We had this whole argument about like
I'm not arguing. None of us are really arguing that. Yeah, the Bucks aren't that good, but the Bucks could be better. And I think that's
absolutely
that's the biggest issue here. Is that none of us really believe in the Bucks to do anything, especially in the playoffs. In the regular season, though, they could definitely win more games. It just doesn't make sense for a team that employs Giannis Antetokounmpo to be the worst transition offense in the NBA.
That should be better than
There's no way to slice that other than that's a major problem. How can you employ the most dangerous transition weapon in the NBA and be last in transition points per possession? That doesn't make sense. You employ the biggest free throw magnet in the NBA and you're 29th in free throw attempts. That doesn't make sense. Giannis has made a conscious effort to crash the offensive glass this year because no one else on the roster will do it, and they're still bottom of the league in offensive rebounds. They're shooting themselves in the foot. If you're a limited team talent-wise, you have to win on the margins. And they don't win on the margins. That's the difference between the Suns. If you put Giannis on this Suns team, they would be legitimate championship contenders. And the reason is because you would surround Giannis with talent that is lackluster, but they win on the margins. They'll crash the offensive glass. They'll force turnovers. The Bucks don't do that. You can't have bad talent and bad marginal play. You have to pick a struggle. Either you're talented and you don't really impact the margins, but you have so much talent you can out-execute teams in the half court, or you lack talent, but you're going to crash the glass, you're going to force turnovers, you're going to get out and run. You don't get out and run, you don't crash the glass, you don't force turnovers. What are you doing? You're just out there making up numbers. That's the problem in Milwaukee. That all of their role players, with all due respect, do nothing. They do nothing to meaningfully impact the
AJ Green,
games,
but he has to attach
outside of make threes. Outside of make threes. They're number 2 in 3-point percentage. Credit to them. They knock down their open shots. But everything else is terrible. And that's the problem in Milwaukee. They need to find a way to fix that. I don't know what the solution for that is. Is that I promise you, it's not Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is one of the few stars in this league who does nothing to impact the margins. He's going to make it even worse. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't force turnovers. He doesn't help you transition. He's like the anti-margins player. He's the anti-margins player.
Yeah. Which goes back.
So you need someone who's going to actually help you on the margins. And that's the problem. And it's sad because this is the first time I'm saying this. I think Giannis this season, in my opinion, is playing better than he did in his MVP years. In my opinion,
great. Yes,
I've told you guys. I think he's better. I think this is the best version of Giannis.
Offensively, it's not even a question. Like he clears the Giannis from his MVP years. I also think he clears like Giannis from like 2 years ago. Offensively, but defensively, he's still doing his part. He's not Giannis from MVP seasons. I'm not even saying that. But he's still a really good defender, really good rim protector. His rim protection has been like a lot better this year than it has in previous years. I think this is the best Giannis has ever been.
So
they're not good. It's a waste of one of the best players we've ever seen.
Absolutely, Mars. And to your point, when you talk about the margins, so we clear, real talk, they were doing that before Giannis got hurt during that stretch. They were playing on the offensive glass.
Gosh, man.
They were doing all this. They were all this stuff.
That. They were just winning. I can give you their numbers. They weren't forcing turnovers. They weren't getting offensive, but they just won the games.
So how are they doing that? How are they?
They didn't do this last year. Even last year was the same problem.
This is the same thing with the Lakers.
Last year they didn't get offensive rebounds. They didn't force turnovers. It was the same thing last year.
It's the exact same thing with the Lakers. When you overperform, your win loss total is greater than how you actually been performing. We did the same thing last year with the Lakers, and real talk, have been one talking about them this year. Doing that, they have wins. They were top 4, real talk at one point, top 3 at some point. But if you watch the Lakers play, you're like, damn, they're actually not that good. They have a lot of holes,
and they don't do a lot of things well. Same thing with Milwaukee. I recognize that
that's the point.
They did have a lot of holes.
But the Lakers are better than the Bucks.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that yes, they did have a lot of holes early, and Giannis covered up a lot of those holes early. So to your point, Mars, the margins, like when you're talking about offensive rebounding, they weren't a great offensive rebounding team, but they did go to the offensive glass. They did put pressure on it. They did put pressure on defenses to rebound more. You want to talk about running? So they seemed, from me watching it, they seemed to play faster before Giannis went out of the lineup. So now Giannis goes out of the lineup. All of that stuff that they're bad at gets magnified because Giannis covered up all of that stuff. When
Giannis is on the floor, what's happening now? But now that's the issue. Let's talk about what's happening when Giannis is on the floor.
No, real quick, before Giannis went down, the games in which they played, I'm not including the Cleveland game because he went down in like the first quarter of the game that game.
First quarter.
So they started the season, they were 8-6. In those games, they averaged 8.8 offensive rebounds a game. That is good for last in the NBA. They weren't doing anything. They were averaging 7.9 steals per game. That is good for bottom 10 in the NBA. Nothing has changed. Right now in the season, they're averaging 7.7. Nothing has changed. When it comes to free throw attempts, in that time period, they were shooting 22 free throws a game. You want to know where that would rank in the NBA right now? That would rank damn near last in the NBA, right next to the Washington Wizards at 26. Nothing changed. They just won some games. The same flaws they have now when they're 17-22 is the same flaws they had when they were winning 8-6. It's the same thing. They just
fellas.
This is what I mean when I say outcomes, process over outcomes. The outcome looked better, so we're gonna act like the process was different. No, the process was the same, and it's why you shouldn't buy into these teams that have these fluky records at the start of the season. It's the same reason I told you guys about the Bulls. They're a top 5 defense. No, teams were just shooting 28% from 3 against them, and then guess what? The 3-point shooting went back the other way, and the Bulls defense fell off. It wasn't because they were an elite defense. It's because the process wasn't great. They were giving up open threes and teams were missing them. The Bucks process has never been good this season. And not at one point, they were just winning games. And part of that is because of Giannis's greatness. Part of that is because of Giannis's greatness. You got to give him credit. But this team, like the formula for their success was not sustainable. Not with this level of talent on the roster, it was never sustainable.
Doc Rivers is coaching like 2005. Like, what are we doing?
All right, Mars. All right, Swiper. We get it. Real talk. We got to move on because I got a ton of super chats. We might circle back around to it via super chat if somebody wants to talk about the Bucks or Giannis. But however, fellas, as of right now, let's get to these super chats. If you have liked the video, salute to you. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to like the video over there. Follow us across all platforms. Shout out to our TikTok and follow everybody up here too. YouTube or Real Talk. What's your YouTube page?
Real Talk EJLT.
Swiper, where can the people find you?
Here.
Mars, where can the people find you?
Mars Talk Sports on YouTube.
Ox, what's your YouTube page?
The people can find me in the gym somewhere.
All right, y'all know where you can find Chill Town.
Me too.
Chill Town Hoops.
I'll be in the lab. That's where you can find me.
Too many of y'all follow me where I go because now y'all be in the chat just glazing.
But all right, y'all. The first super chat I got is from Pimp
every show.
Named Slickback. Pimp Named Slickback said Cam Thomas has been told by 3 head coaches he needs to play make and defend better. Now, I don't think Serif will be a star, but can he be better than Cam Thomas? Maybe. It's year 5. How much time now should we give him, Jordan?
I watched that.
Jordan's not here.
Yeah, he's not here.
But yeah, Cam Thomas. I think Cam Thomas is what he is, and I don't know Cam Thomas personally, so I don't want to project too much on like who he is as a person. But from a lot of the interviews I see when it comes to like when people ask Cam Thomas about his playmaking, I just don't think that really interests him. Like I think Cam Thomas' mindset is if I can put the ball in the basket and I trust myself to score more than I trust my teammate to score, I'm gonna go with myself. And I can't say I don't think it's a good mindset to have for winning basketball. But I don't think it's something that's really going to change. Like, I think the closest you're going to get is maybe if Cam Thomas has a wake-up call where, like, the NBA doesn't offer him anything substantial this offseason, and maybe he has a change of heart. It's like, okay, maybe I do have to adapt my game if I really want to stick in the league. But until, like, you have that, like, reckoning with your own NBA mortality, I don't think you're really going to see much of a shift in Cam Thomas's mindset. And I think that's really what it requires, because all the coaches said the same thing. And nothing's really changed in that regard.
All right, we got a super chat.
Man written all over him. That's what he is, a bucket getter off the bench.
JOOK said from October to December 29th, the Rockets went 18-10, and KD was averaging 25 points on 17 shots. They've lost more as he's gotten more aggressive.
We try to find correlation and things that aren't there. The team just forgot how to shoot threes. And that's why they're ultimately losing games. They were number one in 3-point percentage early in the season, even on low volume. Over this stretch, they're like 23% from three.
It's the same
that's why they're losing games. It's quite simple, really. They can't make shots.
They weren't making shots last year.
So KD can't help his teammates shoot.
Yeah, they weren't making shots last year. That was the biggest issue everyone had with the team.
Yeah.
Are they not on pace? What? How many games did they win last year?
52. 52.
What are they on pace to win this year?
50.
Okay, so we're around the
same.
Meanwhile, like statistically, in terms of like the net rating stuff, they're better than last year.
All of that is better. Yeah,
they're a better offense than last year. Their net rating is actually second in the NBA. So what's happening is, and they're losing a lot of clutch games, which is the problem. They're probably a better team than their record says in terms of like statistically, but they're losing so many clutch games that their record is a lot worse in comparison to like a team like the Lakers. Not to like bash the Lakers, but the Lakers have been so good in clutch games that their record is probably better. Yeah. I'm not saying winning clutch games means you're not that good, but like in terms of statistics, the Lakers like net rating stuff is a lot worse than the Rockets, but the Lakers record is better than the Rockets.
Because we don't blow anybody out.
Yeah, it comes down to like execution and whatnot, but like the Rockets are a good team. The Rockets last year were a good team. Like it's, but once again, we're very results oriented. So you know, whatever.
All right, Brian Cook sent through a super chat and said the longer the year goes on, the more the Luka trade makes less and less sense.
For who?
How can it make less than zero? It never made sense.
Got to be.
I'm trying to see who is it? Are they talking about Dallas?
I'm assuming it's for Dallas.
I mean, they got Cooper Flag.
That wasn't part of the trade.
I know, Mars. You try to act like that's not part of the trade.
Oh, but really and truly, it was part of the trade. I was
no, it wasn't a part of the actual trade. No, it was not.
Hey,
you're not that bad with Luka to get Cooper Flag.
They weren't that bad. They lost in the play-in.
I know, but with Luka, when Luka was playing with that team last year, they were one of the best teams in the West. In Dallas. No, I'm saying when. I don't
remember they were.
If Kyrie still tears his ACL, they could still just lose in the play-in.
But Luka has that floor raising game. Oh, that's Luka's whole.
How many games?
Oh shit! I ain't got to pass. Nobody.
I don't know. But I've been seeing people call out that Luka year on Twitter.
Luka played 50 games last year. You think Dallas, if Luka missed 32 games, they're not just gonna be in the play-in?
But what if they're in the play-in and then make the playoffs because of it?
They could, but they could also, with no Kyrie, lose.
I think trading. My point is, I think trading Luka Doncic.
Also, we've seen Dallas do it before. In 23, we've seen Dallas do it before. They would rather have a lottery pick than be a playing team and lose round one. So, one could argue they could have had Luka and Cooper.
So why did they bring back AD to begin with then? If they were comfortable.
Oh, I can tell you why. I can tell you why, but we're not going to
Because they genuinely thought they were contenders. They genuinely thought they were
insight on why they did it. By the way, Martin, I saw you and Carson arguing about Lucas 23-24 season online.
We didn't argue. We had like
not argue, but deliberating.
Yeah,
Deliberating. Yeah, about his being overrated because of the shooting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Carson's perspective is what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, Carson is correct as far as this year, and Luka is another example of people who are evaluating process and then the people who just blab out the results as if we don't know he's averaging 33, 9-9, as if we can't look at the stat sheet and say that, I know. We know
they were 8-6. How are they a mid-team? Like, what are you talking about? They were winning with him, Swiper. Boo.
Do you see how Luka's playing, Ron? Do you see it, Ron? Did you watch the Bucks game, Ron?
NY Kareem 2001 said KD ruined the last 4 teams he played on. Mars lied and said he's top 10 all time. KD will never be Kobe, and I think we all know that.
KD doesn't need to be Kobe to be.
What was Kobe doing at this age?
Actually
retired.
He was
writing Oscar films, which were very good, by the way. I think he was on his way to being a great film artist.
And both of them had the same injury, so you know.
Yeah. Shout. So I just thought, like, just not
different times in medicine and stuff.
Yeah, and Kobe was 34, and KD was.
Kobe had a lot more. He had a lot more.
What does this age got to do with the 20 years that he played in the league?
But KD doesn't need to. KD doesn't need to be Kobe to be top 10 because I don't have Kobe at 10. Cool, whatever. But
he's not top 10.
That's cool. He doesn't need to be for you. I'm not telling you to put him in.
I have both top 10, by the way.
Yeah, but to the point of KD will never be Kobe, which is what the super chat said. I'm only addressing the super chat. He doesn't need to be Kobe in order to be top 10 because I'm not one of those people who have Kobe as the gatekeeper to my top 10 because I have Kobe firmly in my top 10. So cool. KD's not Kobe. Merry Christmas.
Is he top 20?
Stop.
Ron,
Stop.
see,
Big Za sent through a super chat and said, T-Wolves look like a bigger contender than the Rockets right now. Did y'all see that comeback?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, they might be better than the Rockets. They could be better than the Rockets for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny how, like, man, a bad week or two of basketball and the talk around your team just shifts so quickly. It's like, my goodness, the Rockets were just at the top of the Western Conference in a bad stretch, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we don't know what the Rockets are.
Well, yeah, I think the Rockets are the same too.
I guess.
No, real talk. I don't know. The Rockets look kind of tricky. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, I do think that they have stuff they need to address, but I was saying that even when they were winning games, so I guess, like, I don't know. They do need a point guard, though. I've been saying that since the start of the season.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I knew that. Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, Ron has not said anything about what Scotty did last night. That's true.
Yeah, I did. I said he got off last night, and he won't
you
get
said
off tonight.
Then you immediately went to
lesser.
You immediately took the less on him. And yeah,
I know that we was rolling before this dude showed back up. I know that for a fact.
I
know that for. I'm not on the fence about that. I know that for a fact.
You're Kyle Kuzma. He's Kyle Kuzma.
We was rolling before this dude showed back up. That's all I know, Ox.
I had a good thing going.
We was going. It was rolling just fine, and then this dude showed up, and here we are.
Fuck that good thing. Red Matic said the MPJ/Watson in the first trade looking real nice for KD. Frustrating as a Nuggets fan that players don't get evaluated properly.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice trade for them. Ron, there's something I don't know?
No, just keep doing your thing.
Okay, yeah. They definitely would have been a good trade had they made that trade. But KD didn't want to come to Denver. I don't think so. Shout out.
Well, KD would have just made your team worse. Let Ron
apparently.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you bullshit? Real talk.
Oh, if they would have had all these injuries for the first time with KD on the roster, he's the only one left standing.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, exactly.
All right, next up, fellas. The next super chat is from Average123. Average said, normal for Ron, but chill. That was really mentally dumb. What you said about KD.
Normal for Ron.
What?
Oh man.
Chill, that was like very like
That was
I've
a hell
never-
of a segment.
Yeah, I've never heard you be that conspiracy, non-rooted in solid groundwork. Chill, that made me realize some things about you. There are some open-ended questions I need to ask you. Do you believe in space? Is the world flat? And does the government have chips in all of our TVs?
We don't have to turn this into some extracurricular shit. I just don't believe in coincidences. That's all. That's it. In the end, I don't believe in coincidences. Period.
Hey, but you know what though? That whole thing,
he didn't answer any questions.
When people get all upset about people that think the world is flat, I don't understand what's the big deal. Like I don't care if you think the world is flat. You can't prove it's not. You can't prove it is. I don't care how you feel about all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't.
I don't believe that the world is flat. By the way,
if you think the Earth is flat, that's fine. Go ahead.
I don't believe that the world is flat.
No big deal. It's no big deal to me. That's all I'm saying. It's no big deal. Think what you want.
So y'all don't think the world's flat?
I do not think that the world is flat. No, I don't.
I don't really. That shit just don't affect my life enough for me to really be invested in. No, it's not.
No,
flat.
it does. Because if the Earth was flat, you wouldn't have seasons. Like,
swipe. I'm saying proving it or disproving it doesn't affect my life that much. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care.
I stand with Kyrie. The Earth is flat.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that the world is flat. So anyway,
do I think people landed on the moon? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Shit, what that got to do with me?
Hunter TV, I'm glad Swiper got up out of here. Said Jamal Murray is the healthiest he's ever been, and everyone around him died. Makes you think.
Yeah, Jamal Murray doesn't have a history of. Jamal Murray does not have a history of this sort of thing happening around him. So stop the bullshit.
Yeah, but he's saying because it's usually him that's hurt. So, now when he's playing, everybody else is hurt. So he got bad juju like KD, I guess.
And y'all in the chat talking about you can prove that you can't prove nothing. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna prove it?
Oh my God.
How you gonna prove it? That's all I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Context Kid said the criticism is KD is an empty stat merchant, and the first thing they run to is PRA. LOL. KD will sacrifice team success to maintain his efficiency.
That's not true, because he didn't do that in Golden State. He averaged the lowest amount of points to the PRA in his career, and they won. If he was sacrificing stats, if he wasn't sacrificing stats, then he would have tried to score more. So that's not true.
You're talking about how the ocean falls off the horizon. You can't see that far.
All right.
You just can't
MP13. MP13 sent through another super chat and said, Houston has a couple bad three-point shooting games in a row, and now it's KD's fault, and he's really not that good. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Not real talk. Yeah.
I'm not giving you a break. I said what I said, and I feel how I feel.
All right. Well, this is not a you. This is not a you issue, real talk. This is this dude over here. This is a him issue.
All right. Hey, just wait till the first round comes around. I don't want to hear what I told you guys that you're gonna say. Okay. I'm gonna have to hear it anyways.
All right.
Wait, Ron.
Wait. Conclusion about who is to blame for a series that hasn't even been played yet.
Just wait. I'm telling you. I've seen this story happen the last 18 years. But
hey, Ron, hold on one second. Give me a second because I think the people in the chat think the Earth is flat. I don't think that. I'm just saying I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Earth is flat. I just don't care. Okay, let's just be clear about that. All right, go ahead, Ron. Go ahead, keep going.
The People's 23 said, "Yo, Swiper, how you feel about Denver versus the Bills? Should be a good game. Also, chill. You should have believed in your team. Pat Nation, we up. Patriots Nation, we up.
I should have believed in my team. And if we lost, I'm like, chill. What happened to your team? Shut the hell up.
All I know is
Chill. That's the point. That's the point. Chill. You go down with your team.
I am going down with my crew.
Standing tall.
Yeah, I am going down with my crew. I am, and we holding this thing together with glue and tape. That's what we doing. But we find a way to win. I don't know how we doing it, but we find a way to win.
And people, to answer your question, the Bills are beating them. Would you go ahead, real talk? What was you about to say?
I said, I know we winning tonight. We got the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, we finna send him back to the retirement home. And we going to the next round, man. So whoever I got the Texans making a Super Bowl appearance this year. Our defense is that legit. Our defense is that legit. Best defense in the league.
Y'all not gonna beat the Bills.
We've already beat the Bills, sir.
So?
All we got to do is do the same thing.
But what if they don't do the same thing?
We're not worried about them. We control what we can control, right? So all we can do is go out there and be the best defense in the NFL like we have been the entirety of the season.
You guys are not you know what?
We are the best defense in the NFL.
Sure. Okay. Tupac Westside sent through a super chat and said, I'm not even a huge KD fan, but damn, this man needs a break. Now give him a break. Oh my God.
You can't give him some grace, Ron?
KD's the only superstar, top 10 player that we just give breaks to. Everybody else gets criticized, crucified. He's the most pampered out of all of them. He's the most pampered out of all of them. Out of any top 15 player, he's the most pampered.
Oh, you don't think he's earned that?
What? Kawhi Leonard?
You got Kawhi top 15? That's what I'm talking about, real talk. See, you got your mind
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely Kawhi top 15.
I think Ron's talking about all time, real talk.
Oh, you talking about all time, Ron?
Yeah.
Oh.
You still got Kawhi top 15 all time, real talk? That's all right, bro. That's all right.
Hell no. Yeah, hell no. Not that.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, not that.
Kawhi's the most perfect basketball player.
Besides before we even get into
besides
this,
Tim Duncan.
Moving along, Drew Noseball said, chill. I know you're not blaming Wemby. Please look up the Spurs guard stats before saying anything. Shaking my head. He's on a minutes restriction. Wemby will learn.
Played almost the whole fourth quarter. Quiet. Pipe down.
I also think that y'all think Wemby.
That's a fact, Mad Max. Helen Keller, that is such a hoax. Such a hoax. Such a hoax. How you can't talk, read, or you can't talk, speak, or see. You can't talk, see, or hear. And you could, come on, bro.
Hey, man, shout out Helen Keller.
But you could do all that? Yeah, come on, bro. Be for real.
Hey, anything is possible.
I was going to say, I think some of y'all overrate Wemby offensively as an offensive player. That's all I was going to say, though. But yeah, shout out to Helen Keller. When I was learning about Helen Keller, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I was a kid, I was like, that don't sound right.
You know what I'm saying? Something's just not adding up here. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
I can't believe you guys are slandering the GOAT right now, but whatever.
I'm not.
You see what I'm saying?
Nobody.
You see what I'm saying? Helen Keller does the impossible, and we're up here criticizing her. KD barely do anything, and we trying to uplift him. All right. AKA Leroy said, I think the Wolves have to do better in the development department. Rob Dillingham looks terrible, but I think that comes with sitting him for almost a year.
Wouldn't come from sitting him for a year, like in terms of developing his body. I mean, I'm sure they got a strength and conditioning program. He's still small.
Chill. He looks tiny on the
court, little. Bro. Like a good gust of wind to just blow him right over. That's what he looked like. What's that movie Space Jam when the Martian's like, my clothes don't fit. That's what he looked like. That's what he looked like. My clothes don't fit. Like you just blow him right over.
They ain't got nothing to do with the development team. He's just tiny, bro.
That makes sense. Okay, real talk. So she was from Alabama. She wasn't blind, mute, or couldn't hear. She was just from Alabama. That makes sense.
Shout out to all the people from Alabama.
Ox's views do not represent all of us on panel. No, they do not.
Is it something I
So you
said?
know, if you guys in Alabama, Ox's views of Alabama do not represent all of us on the panel.
Oh man,
I mean, I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there. I took it too far, but I'm halfway there though. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though. I was
Alabama.
actually just in Mississippi this past weekend. All my family from Mississippi had a funeral this
state
past
of
weekend.
Mississippi.
No, sorry for your loss.
Thank you. They need to up the education system in the Deep South. I will say that. And now I will say that the education system in the Deep South is not the great.
I ain't even saying all that. So I was just saying. Like,
I'm just saying.
Shout out to the Deep South. And if you are watching from the Deep South, we love you.
I'm in the Deep South, as a matter of fact.
We love you too.
Yes.
Dub Ball Out Highlights said, okay, so basically KD is the most unluckiest player in the NBA. He deserves no criticism for every team he's joined that's underachieved. Got it.
He wouldn't be the most unluckiest player. He would be the unluckiest player. But anyway.
Got it.
Is Mark Williams really a top 10 center? Is he? Really? Is Mark Williams a top 10 center?
He's playing really good this season.
I don't think he's a top 10 center. No, I don't think that. No.
Hey, Ron, Drago asked if you could read his before Chill leaves. I'm just
Drago FC. Hold on, let me make sure. Drago FC said, Chill, I got at least 2 more super chats that I wanna read for you. Drago FC said, I saw on Real Talk's channel that he ranks Anthony Davis and Giannis over Karl Malone on his power forward Mount Rushmore. In his video reacting to the power forward Mount Rushmore, I think at least one panel member thinks that's very wrong. So let's have a good debate. The panel.
First of all, which one panel member do you think is wrong? Like, stop pussyfooting around it. Just say it. Drago, I can promise you right now, my man, I'm not Apollo Creed. I'm not. I promise you that. I am not Apollo Creed. You are not going to get me in the ring and drop me. You will not. I promise you that. I'm not Apollo Creed. No, I'm not. You will not get me in the ring and drop me. No, you won't. And stop tiptoeing around it. Say what's really on your mind. Say who you really talking about. I know at least once. I know at least somebody up here. I know at least one person said it. Say what's really on your mind. And we can have this. We can have this discussion another time. Yes, we can.
I know one thing though. Like Anthony Davis ain't nowhere near Karl Malone.
But y'all okay.
Nowhere near.
That's for real talk. Come on.
Don't even bring them up in the same sentence.
It's a different beast out there.
You swung on me when I said Gasol was better than AD. I should for real Lawrence Taylor tackle and break your leg saying that AD is better than Malone. But I ain't gonna do that.
Y'all really think
no?
So you whoa.
Real talk. I think it's clear. Mars isn't up here with you. Swiper's not up here with you.
I don't care about them. I don't care about them. AD is better than Karl Malone.
Bruised and battered.
And it's not close.
Yes, he is.
But I'm not.
Where's Karl Malone's 2020? I'll wait. Where's Karl Malone?
Where's Karl Malone's LeBron James? Where's Karl Malone's LeBron James?
Wait. Okay, fine. Throughout their entirety of their NBA career, who's a better playoff performer?
Malone.
Get the hell out of here. That's a lie. That is a lie. Karl Malone routinely dropped in the playoffs.
How much?
How much?
Because he didn't drop against the Rockets in 1997 when they won when they went to the NBA championship. That didn't happen.
Gotcha.
So that best playoff performance of his generation.
And so is Malone.
No, he is not.
How you think they so them going to the Western Conference Championship 5 times in 7 years? You think Stockton and Hornacek are throwing them on their back and going? You think Brian Russell is taking them there? They ran the offense through him. Not only did they run their offense through him, he was their defender. And I'm not saying that. You know what, Ron? We way deeper into the show than I would love.
Who's a better defensive player?
Anthony Davis is a better defensive player than Malone.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Better defender. Better in the playoffs. Stop. Y'all gotta stop, bro. I don't really know what is Karl Malone's argument outside of longevity, I guess. What are you going to tell me he won MVP, an award we all know he shouldn't have won?
No, we don't. No, wrong. That's not an award.
Was he better than Michael Jordan that year?
And when's the last time you got to be better than somebody? to win the league MVP. You don't have to be better than somebody. You can just be playing better.
Yeah, like Jaylen Brown, MVP.
You could be.
I know one thing. AD ain't never sniffed the MVP.
What they got to?
You brought the MVPs up.
Now what they got to do? Now
you
what they got to do?
You brought
now what they got to do?
That's what I said was I don't know Karl Malone's argument outside of what bringing up an MVP. I'm saying that's what Karl Malone fans would say. It's
Karl Malone's a better offensive player than Anthony Davis. Though.
Okay,
easily, no comment.
Not in the playoffs,
no conversation.
okay.
Yeah, in the playoffs too. Yeah.
Everywhere
in the playoffs too,
even in Madagascar.
But all right, y'all, we got to move on.
Oh, he was third in 2018. By the way, somebody said AD was,
and Malone was, and Malone was number one twice.
That's because Kawhi was hurt.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Timothy LP Johnson said, "I just rewatched Kobe's big shots versus the Raptors in 2013. He moves so well without the ball. I don't know how people can look at him versus SGA and think it's close. And I love SGA.
It's just ridiculous, is what it is.
I don't think SGA is like close to Kobe, but I had him like taking the mantle as that next all-time great two guard. That's why I had that when I brought his Kobe jersey up, and I was like, yeah, SGA is the next one. But actually, it might be Anthony Edwards. I might be wrong about that.
Real talk. Were you with me last year when I was saying how come Anthony Edwards can't be considered as good as SGA and Luka?
I said last year that when we were doing those top 10 rankings, I had Ant better than Luka last season with you.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I thought Luka would bounce back. I think here's what I'll say, because I've been saying this too. And Chill, I think your timeline is you have too many years left. I think by next season, Anthony Edwards will be an SGA level player.
So the 3 years that I still have, I need to shorten that. So you're thinking like by next
I think by next season, Anthony Edwards will be in best in the world talk.
2 years tops. Two years tops. Okay.
Sure, we expediting that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And by the way, real talk, they jumped me up here when I said that I think that he's gonna be the best guard in the game.
Yeah, I always said that his ceiling
he ain't never
is
gonna
that
be better
high.
than Luka. He ain't never gonna be better than SGA. He ain't never gonna. I'm like, okay, I don't know what y'all. I might be looking at something different, but I'm looking at the best guard in the game.
My biggest thing, Chill, honestly, is because I thought that by next year or the year after, I was thinking Jalen Green was going to have, be the guy. I thought Jalen Green was going to be the MVP by next season. But that's just.
A guy named Kate Cunningham is still running around right now too. But
shout out to Kate.
Zigsaw Puzzle said, since El Host won't talk about it, let's acknowledge what Scotty Barnes did to seal the game last night. No, Ox, it wasn't elementary.
What?
Later, fellas. I'll see y'all tomorrow, yo.
All right, chill.
All right, chill. Y'all seen what Scotty did last night?
I didn't actually. What did he do?
I seen he made a few free throws to ice. Well, made a free throw to ice the game.
Oh, shout out to him for making free throws.
Y'all don't want to talk about it? I don't.
I don't really.
I didn't see it, Ron. I didn't see it. I didn't watch any basketball yesterday.
Sorry, Zigsaw. But shout out to Scotty Barnes. He did get busy last night. He had a good game. He made the game-winning free throws. Had 31 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Salute to Scotty. Come back win against the Sixers too. Sheoban Anderson. Shio Anderson sent through a super chat and said, love KD, but after leaving Phoenix, he's not bonding with his teams. Look at how bonded this year's Suns are without KD. I know because I'm a lifelong Suns fan. Who would have thought?
Sometimes people just bring other things to the table. You know what I mean?
Like Bradley Beal also isn't there in Phoenix now. Like I guess.
Oh, so now it's Bradley Beal's fault?
Yeah, he's been trying to blame Bradley Beal for like an hour now.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm saying these shifts don't just happen because you add KD or KD leaves. It's like a lot of stuff going on alongside that. It's not just Kevin Durant.
Masenko said Stockton has a negative playoff record, and the only reason Malone doesn't is the Lakers stint.
Yeah, the way that this is also what I don't get, because like Iran will sit here and criticize Kevin Durant, right? But then when I bring up Karl Malone and what he does, playoff after playoff after playoff after playoff, it's like, oh, but he clears AD. But AD's better in the playoffs.
Man, you know what Kevin Durant? What Karl Malone should have did in 93? He should have went to Houston. He went to Houston in 93. That's what he should have did.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
What they got to do? With
you know what?
What,
no,
like,
actually,
like KD.
no.
Are you saying
in 97
like KD going to the Warriors?
In 98, he should have went to Chicago. So yeah, that's what he should have did. We should have went to Chicago in 98. After losing to him in 97, he should have went to the Bulls in 98. Yeah, hell yeah.
No, facts. But KD had already had a finals appearance.
Yeah, 97 would have been Karl Malone's finals appearance.
But that was at 22,
and then 98 play.
He did that at 22.
So what that mean?
Okay.
He waited too long to go join the super team. He waited until he was old. He should have did it at the peak of his career.
Like he didn't even get a ring when he went to his super team. When he
because you know why?
Nah, don't blame Kobe.
Yeah.
Don't blame Kobe.
Yeah, you know why. You know why. Because of Kobe. That's why. Kobe out here trying to prove a point.
MP13 said KD's the most pampered. Let me not start talking about Larry Bird in the playoffs. People don't want to start having that conversation. What is he talking
No, you know what, MP? I do want to have that conversation. Please,
what is he
as soon as you
about?
can, pull up. Let's talk about Larry Bird. Please, let's do that.
What are you talking about?
Oh, he may be talking about how Larry Bird in back-to-back finals games finished with what, 8 points, 12 points.
What is he talking
about?
I think he's talking about how Larry Bird lost the Finals MVP to Cornbread Maxwell. I think he's talking about how he didn't take off again in the playoffs until he got Dennis Johnson, another former champion, by the way. I think he's also talking about how Larry Bird also won all of his championships on the super team. But y'all don't blame Larry Bird for that. But I guess.
Come on, man.
I guess.
Come on. Let's be for real.
Let's be for real. Let's be for real on how good Kevin McHale was. Yeah, let's be for real on that.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Real talk. We're not gonna act like Kevin Durant's never been on a weak team. He's never been on a weak team. He's never played with less than 2 All-Stars. He just hasn't. You could say, all right, you could say those last couple OKC teams, but those teams were elite. Those teams were elite. Where Russell Westbrook as his number 2 top 5 players in the NBA at that moment in time, and their supporting cast was off the meter. Elite defense, like he had everything. But if you're gonna say that that's his weakest team, cool. He's never been on a weak team ever. I
mean, ever is a stretch because
what's the trash team KD's been on besides we're excluding his first 3 seasons.
You think that last year's Phoenix team was good?
You want to know why they weren't good?
Just gonna say what they had Devin Booker on the team.
No. Tell them why they wasn't good, bro.
I know. You want to know why they weren't good?
Why?
Because of him.
They
good with Dylan Brooks. Why wasn't they good with KD?
Oh, nonchalant ass nigga, man.
This is absolutely.
It's not.
This is crazy out of YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
It's really not.
Crazy.
I'm just asking a question. Why are they good with Dylan Brooks, but they wasn't good with KD? They had Grayson Allen last year. They had Colin Gillespie last year. They had Royce O'Neal last year.
Gillespie playing like this?
You know why he wasn't?
Now it's KD's fault. Okay. I guess, man. I guess. Tyus Jones is on that team last year.
You know why he couldn't get off?
Well, he ain't getting off where he at right now.
Yeah, because somebody ruined his whole development process.
Okay.
Tyus was the man. You know where he was the man? With Dylan Brooks in Memphis. Yeah. You remember how good he looked with Dylan Brooks in Memphis?
Okay.
Y'all can't deny the charges. That's a fact.
Your guy Bossman said, "Was the Sonics debacle KD's fault as well, Ron?" He was our star player. And that would have never happened on Gary Payton's watch.
Never.
That would have never happened on Ray Allen's watch. That would have never happened on Slick Watts' watch. That would have never happened on Deadlift Shrimp's watch.
You think downtown Freddie Brown would have went out like that?
Downtown Freddie Brown.
You think downtown gonna let him disrespect Seattle, nigga?
Hell nah.
Y'all are disgusting when it comes to Kevin Durant, man. Absolutely disgusting.
Dame the Great said, "I'm so happy there are people like Mars. Not they are, there are. I'm so happy there are people like Mars, Real Talk and Swiper, who don't do the narrative talk when it comes to KD. Most pampered superstar ever. I'm telling you, ever. We act like he didn't do no wrong. Worst and softest.
KD's never done anything
worst
wrong.
and softest move in superstar NBA history. Failed after failed super
I do
teams.
think that's the softest move. I definitely agree with that.
Failed after failed super teams.
Yeah, because of injury. I can't blame somebody for other people getting hurt on his team. How am I supposed to blame him for that?
Because anybody else's they couldn't get it done. But with Kevin Durant, all of a sudden we can whip into shape and see the context behind everything. All of a sudden, when it comes to Kevin Durant, everybody want to act logical and proper.
Man, with his big ass feet, don't even know where the 3-point line is. What you doing? Nigga, no court awareness.
Bron don't get the same type of grace.
You said who don't?
Bron don't get the same type of grace.
Do you have Giannis in your top 15 to 20, Ron?
I mean, I have Giannis ahead of KD, but
okay,
that's a discussion
exactly.
for another day.
So you don't think Giannis is more caught than KD?
No.
Okay.
But at the same time, no, you guys don't hold Giannis to the KD level. So like, it's a double-edged sword. Like you guys hold him up to this level, and then don't give him the criticism that he deserves for being at this level.
Do you have Dirk as a top 15 to 20 player?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Real talk.
Do you know how much coddling 2011 is doing for Dirk Nowitzki's basketball?
Well, that's better than anything. 2011 run. That's better than anything KD ever did.
Right, but losing as the first seed to an 8th seed is also probably worse than anything KD's ever done as well.
Getting swept by the
is it worse? Is it worse than 3-1? Is it worse to giving up 3-1?
Yeah.
And then going to that team?
No, it's not.
It is worse than losing 3-1. Yes.
I can't believe
one seed losing to an 8th seed fully healthy.
No,
I can't even believe this shit right now.
Then we believe Warriors was like that. They was just with it. They was just with it. They was just with it. Hey, shout out Matt Barnes. Shout out the Mississippi Bullet. Shout out Baron Davis. Hey, shout out Andres Beatriz. Shout out David Lee. Hey, shout out my dog Petrus. They was like that.
Man,
Corey
you know
Spaghetti.
What, talk,
they was just like that.
I just can't believe this from you. You know what I'm saying? You up here defending this soft ass shit. You supposed to be from Texas. I thought you was harder than that. I agree with you. This shit.
I hate that move. I do think that was a weak move what he did going to go to say absolutely. I'm 1000% with you on that. I still think it was the weakest stuff a superstar has done in the history of the game. I'm with y'all. Losing a 3-1 lead, then leaving and going to that team, that's crazy. I'm with you on that. However, that isn't going to make me discount him as a basketball player.
That team was 73-9.
We watch him play. Like we watched
73-9, and he went over there. What type of sucker shit?
It was, you know.
All right, fellas, I got to get up out of here. So let's run through these last ones. MP13 said, I'm talking about him getting clamped anytime he saw Bobby Jones and Rodman, two of the best defenders ever. Oh, okay. Got saved by Mikal while he was bricking shots and standing around. Getting clamped by Dennis Rodman. Oh, okay.
When KD was playing on his super team, he was the finals MVP every time. And that was with a player like Steph Curry. And Larry is losing finals MVPs to Cornbread Maxwell. But you know.
How many rings did KD win with his super team?
2 would have been 3 if he didn't get hurt.
Okay.
Just shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Grandpa Town said, Greek dude is good. 2-way exclamation mark. Team is trash. Kuzma booty.
Kuzma booty. That's insane.
Hey, that 2-way conversation y'all was having was absolutely disgusting out of Mars. By the way, I'm mad I wasn't there for that. The way now, Ox, we've already tried to discount defense as much as possible, and as far as NBA discourse, and then I had to hear in a 2-way conversation how now defense doesn't mean all that. You know, your offensive value as a player if you're not losing, and it's like, bro, we know what 2-way means, man. Right. How are we discrediting defense in a 2-way conversation? That is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't there for the whole thing.
So. Double Agent 003 said, I'm gonna box Chill when I see him after the KD take. Yeah. Whoop Chill ass for that. He out of pocket. We got a couple more.
Because before you get the whooping on you, you're trying to have somebody whoop him. I see what
they know where I stand. Chill's nasty for doing that. And the people will Ben know how I feel about this whole thing. But Chill to come to this side, that's just wrong. MP13 became a YouTube member. And last but not least, my man 206 Nate said, Did Dennis actually get suspended for popping Luka? Dennis Schroeder?
I know I saw something about him getting suspended because of something.
Yeah. He got suspended 3 games. So obviously they got into a confrontation on the court. Luka called Dennis Schroeder a bitch. Dennis obviously didn't like that. They got into it during the game at the free throw line. Then they got into it in front of the Lakers bench after the game. And then in the tunnel after the game, they came across each other. Dennis Schroeder pushed up on Luka and basically said, if you're going to call me a bitch, you got to show me I'm a bitch. And then I guess he swung on him. I don't think he hit him, though. So the report said that he didn't hit him, but he did swing at him, missed, and then DeAndre Ayton basically broke it up.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dennis Schroeder was just embarrassed. I don't think the B word had anything to do with it. I think it was because Luka, told him how dumb he was for not signing that contract.
Yeah, that one did hurt. That one probably stung. Yeah.
That brought up some old feelings for Dennis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he just acted emotionally and he couldn't regulate his emotions because, that was a big deal. Which, Dennis, you should have signed that damn contract with your
guys.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
He was right.
He was right. That's why he was mad. Don't nothing boil your blood more than when somebody talking shit about you, and they talking good shit too. Oh my goodness!
And that's why your blood was boiled today, based on what I was saying about that boy in Houston. Well, I hope Houston gets a victory tonight because. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, y'all, our time is up today, but we will be back at the same place. Same time tomorrow. Y'all be sure to pull up at 11 a.m. Eastern or 8 a.m. Pacific time. We will be right back here on YouTube on the Player's Choice channel. Subscribe on the way out. Like the video. Become a member. We'll catch y'all on the flip side.